Welcome back. Another episode of Two in the Cooler. I've got to tell you, next Friday, we are doing another WWE SmackDown watch party, 8 p.m. on Twitch under the handle snackspot_SE. It's going to be myself, Jake and Ben from Schemin' and Dreamin'. Hopefully Matthew will be able to make this one. We're going to be watching SmackDown live. It's always crazy. Last month for the stream, Ben won the belt. We award a belt to whoever makes the funniest joke during the stream. Ben won it. Now it's up for grabs again. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you tune into that on Twitch under the handle snackspot_SE. WWE SmackDown Watch Party, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Check it out. I've also, obviously, got to share more stuff. Merch store has moved. It's been there for a while now. snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. The reason everything's called Snackspot is because that's the name of the company that owns this podcast and the Schemin' and Dreamin' podcast. The merch for both of those shows can be found at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, t-shirts, mugs. We've got, what do you call them? The glasses. Like beer glasses now, which are awesome. Those are new. The bucket hats are new, and those are really cool. Sweatshirts, especially. It's getting chilly out there. We've got the long sleeves. Whatever you're looking for, get yourself something nice, something that's going to make you look good and feel good at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. This is quality merchandise, folks. You're not going to get it from any other show. Hit the link in the description. Check it out. Link's also in our Instagram bio. Get yourself something that's going to make you look good and feel good. This episode of Two in the Cooler is sponsored by 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey. It is a veteran-owned company, locally owned and made right here in Buffalo. You can get 13 Monkeys at over 30 retail stores in the western New York area, including Buffalo and Rochester, at places you know and love like Outlet Liquors. You can also order it when you're out on the town at bars and restaurants like Vice, Neat, and the Buffalo Chop House. If you want a little taste for yourself, 13 Monkeys is going to be at the Loaded Lumber Holiday Spectacular Market from November 26th to December 23rd. Admission is completely free. You can go check them out there Tuesday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday through Sunday at 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. And you're going to want to try it, folks, because I'll tell you what, I'm a whiskey guy, and the reason I like 13 Monkeys is because it's great if you know what you're talking about. It's great if you want to get into whiskey, okay? If you've never really had it before, but you know it's cool and you want to try and see what your sensibility is, you want to kind of ease your way into it, 13 Monkeys is the way to go. And if you like mixing it, try it with root beer, okay? Because it's actually pretty damn good. For a full list of where you can get 13 Monkeys, go to www.13monkeys.com. Check them out on Instagram as well. 13 Monkeys, drink to honor, drink responsibly. It's getting cold out there, folks. And you're not going to be wanting to go outside. You're going to be wanting to stay in. Little hot chocolate, little free form. It'll always be ABC Family to me. Little ABC Family 25 Days of Christmas on the TV, watching classics like Tim Allen's The Santa Claus. You're not going to want to leave the house for groceries or things like that. And the best part is you don't have to. You can just use Instacart. With Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. The Instacart workers are going to take the utmost care with whatever you want and get it right to your door. The best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you got to do is spend $10 and Instacart will deliver it right to your house completely free in as little as 1 hour. Hit the link in the show description. Get yourself that deal. Start making life a little easier for yourself and use Instacart today.
I don't know that I've ever watched an episode of Hey Arnold start to finish.
You're missing out.
I wouldn't have known that was the theme song.
First of all, they're only 15 minutes long. It's like split into that. And I want to talk about Hey Arnold right away.
Okay.
Because that show is pretty fucked up sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the episode where they're doing like the
Cocaine.
neighborhood Olympics or whatever?
I not that I recall. I recall fondly the one where they're dressed as a banana and a strawberry.
Obviously, that's a classic.
That's the one.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody dresses up as that for Halloween, top of the line costume.
A+.
There's this episode where they have like a neighborhood. What do you call those block parties? And there's like Olympic games the kids have to get through. And Helga and Arnold are up against each other in like one of those things where you have like the sticks and you have to knock another person across from you like off of the platform.
Like not the sumo things, but like you're on two things and you got the Q-tips.
The Q-tips,
the giant
sort
Q-tips.
of. Yeah.
What is it called? The one.
It's
where
very
there's
jousting.
Like,
no, not jousting.
It's close.
No, I think
like,
it is called jousting.
I think it is called
jousting.
Yeah.
It's like the one. It's the show where there's like these like
American
champions.
Gladiators.
That's
it's
what
very
is.
American
It's
Gladiator-esque.
Either
I was
way.
just gonna say that.
Yeah.
They got champions.
And
There's a big pyramid.
Helga's dad is like screaming.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
And he goes, "Helga, you gotta win. Beat that orphan kid." What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a different time, right? It was a different time.
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
Listen.
Was this set in Gotham City, or was it New York, or was it Gotham? I can't remember.
Oh,
If
Hey Arnold took place
I don't know
in,
which.
I'm pretty sure it did take place in New York City. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a fake city.
No, okay, I got you.
Well,
because it could have been.
definitely wasn't Gotham. It
Yeah.
was a fake city.
There were vigilantes. There was the one.
There was one guy.
There was the one guy.
Pigeon Man.
Pigeon.
Hell yeah, dude.
What the fuck is going on?
Man.
You're missing out.
The
The second best bass line to introduce a show.
What's the first?
You
didn't have a first?
Well,
You didn't.
I mean, so the thing is, he's a Jerry Seinfeld guy.
He
And
is
that's-
Jerry Seinfeld.
He is actually Jerry Seinfeld. He's gonna take off a mask later.
This is, I think I've got 4 episodes in a row now where I've got to call Andrew or reference him to Jerry Seinfeld. So I'm good. We can
and
end the
it's
show
done.
right now.
Well, he
How long
started
have we
with the
been going?
bass line.
We're good. Yeah.
Thank you guys both for coming on.
Gotcha.
I've really wanted to talk to you guys for a long time. This is a weird way to start, but I want to tell you why I'm angry. Because I'm mad.
Gotcha.
And here's why. I am so angry that people have not started to copy you guys yet.
Oh, okay.
Because the music videos that you guys have put out, Chaos Baby, my number one all year, without a doubt.
Thank
the
you, sir.
other
Thank
two
you.
that you did, Kia Soul and Baby Blue for
Passed out.
Passed Out, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out
Unbelievable.
Joe Rossetti, Andy, and the boys.
Phenomenal.
Dom,
That was a
Jake,
good time.
you was
Yeah.
there.
And
I hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
dude, when I saw, because Nate showed me Chaos Baby like a couple days before it came out, and I lost it because I'm going to burn a lot of people, but I'm so tired of music videos like on a roof or in front of a warehouse, and it's just people like with their arms like this.
Yeah.
And and a lot of people that I like have done great songs, but the music videos to that are just so shitty. And like best case scenario, they put a filter over it, right?
Right.
Or there's crazy
right,
editing
yeah.
and like flashy, like different colors and a slow zoom every frame, a slow zoom. I mean, I did do that in the Chaos Baby video a little bit where I had like the minimal zooms, but you can't have like everything can't be moving all the time.
And also, I think it really worked in the way that you did it
Thank
for
you.
that. Because if I'm remembering correctly, the one particular one that I remember is like right during the beginning of Will's verse when he's sitting.
Yeah.
That makes sense because, okay, now it's his turn, right? You're kind of you've seen him, but this is kind of your introduction to him in that moment. So that makes sense.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, we
Just-
appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, just to throw all that out.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
angrily complimenting us.
It's so good. And I know that with Chaos Baby, each of those guys kind of came up with their own part.
Yeah, that was heavily like directed in part by the Ivy League guys. Like they came to us with
the ideas.
a lot of ideas. We added some, but I will say that a majority of it was their collective, like, we want to do a newscast thing.
Yeah.
Well, they came to us and they're like, "How do we do this?" And
Yeah.
we kind of were like, "This is how we do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing too much this episode. But
Sha-na-na-na-na-na.
I haven't gotten nearly enough singing in today, so I can't say the same. What I will say, this has nothing to do with
All the
anything.
gangbangers forgot about the drive-by.
That.
That's from that song.
I haven't listened to like an actual piece of like a song in probably the longest that almost anybody's ever gone without listening to an actual song. Like
That's a crazy sentence.
I've been listening to almost strictly talk radio.
Caveman. Not even podcast, talk radio.
To the point where I'm falling behind on my favorite podcast because I'm listening to so much talk radio.
That's legacy media, bro.
Yeah.
You got to get with the times. Again, dude, this
Talk
is the third
radio
time.
is awesome because the people on it have
Are
the
old.
funniest takes always, and like that's
the people
their
that
job.
call in.
The people that host it,
Yeah.
like their job is to, and I guess it's everybody who's kind of a content creator in a sense, but their job specifically because they're trying to, stay afloat, I guess in a sense, is to say outrageous things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like, it's all sports talk radio that I would listen to, but I think in the last month
A lot of ping
probably
pong.
I've listened to probably like 2 songs. One of them was
Donda.
no,
Oh.
one of them was Pretty Girl Rock,
You just sang it. That's
and the other
Pretty
one,
Girl Rock is not.
the
That's
other one
just
was,
barely making the limit, or like if a song had like a bar, like if you needed to
Pretty
hit a
Girl
bar
Rock
for it to
is
be.
a great song.
I mean, I would honestly,
Oh,
Donda is less of a song than
I
Pretty
think
Girl
I
Rock.
do
will
know
say
that song.
Oh
actually.
my, it's a
That's the
little
one-
bit scary.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that's not what I was
Boys
thinking.
want-
I was thinking of that one that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by George Michael.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that is true what you
Quick
say
shout
about
out to the
those.
Wham Christmas album, one of the best Christmas albums ever made. Go ahead.
What's the real big song off of that album?
Last Christmas I
gave you my heart,
and the very next
day
you
you
gave
sucked
it
my soul.
something like that. Also, there's a song on there that's really good that doesn't sound like a Christmas song, and then there's a part where he goes, "Somebody tell me," and I love that part.
Yeah, I feel like they play that
Yeah.
even not around
That's
Christmas.
It's a good song. Anything she wants, I think, is the song. Oh, just get your money. Oh, get
You're right about the radio show guys, though. Like,
This is a solid pivot.
And that
God, I was
Yeah.
trying so hard on
Yeah.
that. But wait,
This is
hold
my
on,
role in
hold
the
on.
podcast.
Watch
This
this.
is-
I am
this is
off
Watch
top.
this.
This is what
Watch
that is.
this. Watch this. Ready? So it's we'll edit all of this in. You're right about the
Radio.
radio host.
yeah.
You got it.
That one definitely cut out. But you're right about the radio host and like that they kind of have to say all these crazy things to stay alive because the medium that they've attached themselves to, like I said, watch this, is inherently dying. So they have to be super outlandish, and it's so funny to watch. And that's why, in Chaos Baby, what Tim does
Oh yeah.
is
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys put out like an uncut?
Yeah, there was like an unedited version of like his ranting.
His
and
full
everything,
rant, his
or,
full
like,
Alex
or like
Jones.
an uncut. It was like edited.
Right,
Yeah,
but it
like-
was still like
yeah.
23 minutes
Yeah.
long or
Yep.
whatever.
I think it was. There was the full tape that we just like let him go and
Yeah.
did it, and then I think I cut one down that was like just the crazy parts.
And it was like the length of the music. It was like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a whole 6 minute like just him
yeah.
fucking around, and it was like devolving into madness and just falling apart
Yeah.
by the seams. And it was just such a good time to do that. That was like in the room where I do my podcast and
Oh, yeah.
our podcast and stuff. So we literally just put the green screen on my closet like doors, and then just set up a desk, and he just ate a cigarette and spit it out, and it was dude, we were dying. It was so good.
To be fair though, that was more of a parody on like Alex Jones,
Yeah.
which is very new media that he even exists. You know what I mean?
Well,
like-
that's
but
what
like-
that's the
like,
video.
see, I feel like for like talk radio, like you're gonna get crazy people like in sports, like because they can do that and they won't like they don't have to listen to any laws. But then like if you get any political commentary, it's gonna be the
Oh.
most boring shit
Yeah.
in your whole
I guess
fucking
so.
life.
Because there's
It's gonna be the most boring.
But what about Rush Limbaugh?
bland.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Connor.
Fox News.
okay, so
But I
that's
think
different,
Brody's
though.
point still stands,
I'd
though,
agree.
because you're right. They do still have to answer to like the FCC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Like,
when you-
Alex Jones would never exist without the internet. Is I guess is
Right.
like the crux of my point.
Right. Well, he wouldn't be as big as he is for sure.
Like
he would have been
No, he would
assassinated
have
by
developed
now.
completely differently because he would be beholden to other people.
That's
Absolutely.
like he would have
Yeah.
been like there's old videos of him like younger him, and he was just like a normal journalist. Like he's like, oh, where does all this like county money go to? And he was like trying to like ambush, and it was like just like a good normal thing.
No frogs.
And now
were
he's talking
mentioned.
about like gay frogs and eating babies.
No,
and
they're not gay, but they're getting turned
They're
gay.
getting
Yeah.
turned gay. Yeah.
Well, when you talk about it, where you brought up like Rush, he's more like sports, because when I say crazy things, I mean more like polarizing things, right?
It's
so
emotion.
everything that he says, everybody either is like, fuck yeah, or they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? There's no in between. And that's how sports radio is. Nobody ever calls and is like, like, I'm very neutral on this
Oh
point.
yeah. Well,
It's
that's
either
just,
one or
that's
the
just
other.
shitty content.
Well, the
Yeah.
best part.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the reason that they do that is solely for the content. Yeah.
And what bridges the gap between sports and like talk radio is that no one has to be right about anything. Everyone is. Your opinion is perfectly fine for you. If you can stand your ground enough, no one can tell you that you're wrong, because I mean, Stephen A. Smith still
Right.
talks shit
Yeah,
about
but don't forget
every
about the
single
stat,
person
though.
ever,
Stephen-
and then someone does well, and then it's just like, well, he got better, and then it's like, well,
yeah.
you just talk shit about him for like 10 minutes or like his entire career, and then he turned it around. No disrespect, Stephen A. Smith.
Well,
He's
No,
very
I mean
entertaining.
like full disrespect.
I hate Stephen A. Smith, but he did
That guy
he did like a
sucks.
funny.
He's just funny. I
he
think
just
he's entertaining.
sucks.
He had a funny stat of himself the one day
He gets
that
really
I saw
mad, though.
that was like, well, when you do 3 shows a day for an entire year, you make a certain amount of takes. Of course, some of them are going to be wrong. Like, I don't know the last time he had a correct take.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I'm saying. They're like all wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like, what do you
better-
mean? Like, try to get one right, man.
Better example, Nick Wright. Does everyone in Buffalo know who Nick Wright is?
Probably.
And it's because
I don't know.
Yeah,
who Nick
neither
Wright
of
is.
Well,
us
do
do.
you care about football?
Not really.
Do you care about football?
Andrew
I mean,
lives
I
under
enjoy
a rock.
football.
But are you on social
I don't
media
care enough to know
for
who Nick
football?
Wright is.
Then that's why. Because Nick Wright is basically the man on ESPN that's like, Josh Allen just isn't it.
Oh,
I
I've
just
seen-
don't
okay.
see it.
I
I don't
think,
see his
um,
progression. A 70% completion percentage? Who cares? It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
Bernie
AFC
has posted a lot of
championships?
stuff.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
probably.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
gets.
That's just
Buff
luck.
Mafia _ 7.
But again,
But
I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
at this
you
point,
talk shit enough, people are gonna.
I was gonna say, I
know
think
who you
at
are.
this point that he just can't.
I didn't know who he was.
He can't turn into
Fuck.
like somebody who's pro Bills because he
Right.
gets so much coverage off of being
Well, that's like Rush
against the
Limbaugh.
Bills, which there's not many people.
It's like
that are
anybody,
that anymore.
really.
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh going to Clinton and being like, you know what? I get it. I get it now. I fully understand her. Like he wouldn't make that turn, just as Nick Wright would not make that turn, and that's why they have their fan base, because it's just loyalty to an opinion.
Yeah, and then there's also
that's why
again,
you're
We
right.
talked about this. Did we talk about this last week or the week before? Where now it's at the point where you'd rather be hated than loved because you get more attention.
More press.
Yeah, I don't know
Remember
when
when
we
we talked about that?
Well, I think we talked about it in terms of like the Twitter algorithm specifically.
Well,
and
that's
how-
what I mean, though.
yeah.
So when you're talking about specifically on Twitter,
That's
right?
Twitter, bro. Like
Yeah.
Twitter is
Twitter-
a cesspool.
the
dog.
only
I'm just saying
thing-
Facebook,
the
like,
only
whatever.
thing that's going to
Yeah,
drive
fair.
engagement on Twitter is just making some shit up and like just hoping people argue about it.
Well, exactly. That's
Like-
been statistically proven.
Yeah, just
Well, Facebook
just straight
Yeah.
up, just come out with like like Facebook. You can get popular doing other shit though.
yeah. There's less
Because
of
like
a yeah.
Twitter is just 100% purely argument.
Well, it's the word, because Twitter is based upon the written word, first and foremost, and then like they have videos, they have other things, but it's like their tweets.
Facebook
yeah.
is like pet videos and shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I feel
Facebook
like Facebook's more
diversified.
sanitized.
Yeah.
Whereas like Twitter is like it gets crazy.
Awesome. It gets hysterical.
Yeah, Twitter's great. I love Twitter.
Twitter's the Wild West.
Twitter's awesome.
It's legit, straight up.
Twitter
like Cowboys.
sucks so much. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. And there should be rules on it, but there's not. So
Yeah.
everybody just does what they want.
Yeah, I can't believe
What do you got?
you can get away
There's
with.
titties on Twitter.
I know, isn't that crazy?
And the Taliban.
Titties and the Taliban. 2 T's.
We're an
Three
anti-Taliban
T's,
podcast. We've
The
made
3
that
T's.
very clear.
The
Twitter,
3
titties,
We
Taliban.
we hate the Taliban.
It is.
But not Twitter or titties. We like those two.
Yeah.
2 for 3 isn't bad, you know. 2 for 3 isn't bad.
It is a little interesting to me what you said a couple minutes ago, Connor, about
A lot of people say that to me.
I get that a lot. Yeah, thank you.
But like the way how when people call into a talk radio show, or you might have just meant the host, but when people call into
both.
a talk radio show and they do have these outlandish opinions and they can kind of get away with that, that's fleeting,
Yeah.
right?
Yo.
Like eventually you hang up on the person, but with Twitter, that exists basically in perpetuity.
You're right.
Okay, like think about this going back. How fucking crazy is the idea of a call-in
Awesome.
on a radio? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like think about, like, you're just putting this shit out there. Like the odds, like that would have been created. Like if phones were invented today, there's no way any radio station would be like, yeah, we're gonna let people randomly call in that we're gonna have to answer.
Yeah, and
That's
they
never
kind
gonna
of
happen.
they like
Yeah.
screen them and then just hear what they have to say and hope they can hang up quick enough if they have
Yeah,
to.
right. Exactly.
Oh, and they usually talk shit. They're like, "You're fucking dumb."
Oh,
Like, why would you
it's
even
awesome,
say
dude.
that?
At a
They
point.
fucking roast people. It's so
great.
much. I've
this guy's
called
fucking
in. I will frequently call the phone number and then be like who am I kidding myself and just hang up.
That's me.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
do
should
that.
go for it.
I'm-
Well,
I'm
because people get on there and they're like, yeah,
get
thanks for
scared.
taking my. They're like, oh, next up we've got Jeff from Franklinville. Jeff's been on the line for 2 hours and 74 minutes. Thanks for waiting on the line, Jeff. And he's like, and Jeff's like, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jeff,
And he's
stay
got-
on the line.
He's got an iPhone 3. Barely.
And yeah, they're like, Jeff, you got to turn your radio off. Yeah.
That is
What? I can't hear you. You're not responding. There's a delay. Okay, there's a Jeff.
a good point though. Is that if you stay on the line for that long, you're definitely crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the
you're-
only people that they're getting.
The odds you're getting, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Well, the fact that who calls in
And you got to answer
Yeah.
the FCC. Like,
and
Yeah.
how long.
that's just chaos, man.
What?
It's chaos. Baby.
I was
Just
driving
chaos,
somewhere.
baby. Shout
I
out.
was
Shout
driving
out, Ivy
somewhere
League.
once, and I was listening to the radio, and they were doing one of those. It was one of the country radio stations. This was over the summer, and they do those contests, or not contests, but like they throw out like a stat, and they're like 70% of people have worn these in their life, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Pants, man.
yeah, well, and it's like
Only
random shit like that.
70%.
And people will call in and give their guess. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this. I think it was like X amount of people have worn this on their head at some point in time. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to think.
Underwear.
I'm trying to think.
A toupee.
No, I'm trying to think. Underwear's too easy. And then
Okay.
people are bouncing back and
A
forth.
wig?
The
Maybe a
answer was. And then I'm like, well, and then I was
Around
like,
their head.
so I'm thinking this through my head, right? So I come up with an answer in my brain. It was a party hat, which was the correct answer, by the way. But I'm sitting here listening to like these people. I'm like, stupid guess. And all of a sudden I hear this person tune in, and it was fucking Ryan Metzler. Shout out to Ryan Metzler.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been
on
on
the
the
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did not win. I don't remember what
Oh
he guessed,
my
but it wasn't a
God.
party hat. but
that's
I was
hilarious.
like, holy fuck! Like I know this guy. It was like it was a
Wait-
cool moment
wait,
for
did
me.
somebody actually win?
I think.
Or like, did they just like give the answer out?
No, I think somebody got it
Because
right.
party hat sounds like the kind of thing that you're like, you just throw that out. Well, you're
I
nobody's
was.
gonna win
I
that
think I was
from the
between
beginning.
that
What
or
the-
Mickey ears. I was between that or Mickey ears.
Like,
Like
what do you
Disney?
mean
That
party
could've been a
hat?
good one.
Like, what? That's
Well,
so
how do they
generic.
find that statistic? Too?
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like,
They've never asked me if I wore a party hat, and I
know, dude.
70% of
Jeeves.
people have worn a party hat. Like you
Family
mean like
Feud.
It might not have been
like the
70%.
cone
Yeah,
thing?
like yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
cone thing.
might
Okay.
not have been
70% of people wearing
70.
a dunce hat.
It might not have been 70, but it was a percentage of people.
Yeah.
Like a
It was
higher
a
percentage.
percentage, anywar from 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm. It was in the. It was. Yeah. In
Or
the
was it
range
1
of
to
percentage.
99?
I just
Maybe
feel
no
like there's like a lot of
absolutes.
different parties that have different kind of hats. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like,
Yeah, I guess so. But like, what do you think when you think of party hat, though?
I mean, I thought of that, the cone.
Exactly.
I thought of the cone, but
Yeah,
I
you
feel like
think
I
of the
feel like they
cone.
could. There's a lot of leeway there in that answer where they could be like, you're wrong.
Right.
It's actually sombreros. Like what? Like why?
No,
are you
but
being
a
so
sombrero.
specific?
But okay,
Yeah,
so
like-
here's the thing. Did you, when you're talking about sombrero, did you say sombrero or did you say party hat?
What do you mean?
What does sombrero translate to?
Yeah, I
Party
wonder.
hat?
I don't fucking know.
I
Probably
don't know.
sombrero.
Like, is a
dude.
sombrero like the subdivision?
Just
Hat?
hat.
Is it just hat?
So
Nice.
if you're wearing any
God.
kind of hat, like
You're
they're
wearing
both,
a
they're all
sombrero.
three of them are wearing sombreros right now.
Sombrero.
Emily don't know shit.
Sombrero.
Crazy.
I have a feeling she's right.
I don't. I'm gonna. Don't worry, guys.
God.
We're on the case.
So. That makes us all look so dumb. I think.
What, to not know what sombrero means?
Just to like.
What does taco
kind
mean?
of. Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
taco just means
no.
taco.
I think I know what taco means, guys. Like, come on.
Some
There's a different word for baseball cap. That's
Oh.
Well, that's good.
sombrero isn't even a like. There's no English word for sombrero. The definition of sombrero.
Sombreros were invented by Taco Bell to sell more chalupas.
Yeah. The definition of
At least the
sombrero
tiny ones they put on the
is
chihuahuas.
a broad-brimmed felt or straw hat typically worn in Mexico and the southwestern USA.
Which
See, it's
includes
specific. It's
cowboy
specific.
hats.
Fair.
Yes.
That's
Felt
an excellent point.
Or, yeah.
So a cowboy hat is
Is
a
a-
sombrero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
No,
all
but is-
sombreros are
but
You're here
no,
for-
but
Yeah.
maybe
Cowboy
You're here
hats
for
are
learning.
sombreros.
maybe a cowboy hat it doesn't have a broad enough brim because it's a broad brimmed.
Well, but the
Felt
cowboy hats
slash
generally
straw.
have broad brims. The
Yeah, but
ones
not
that
as
aren't,
broad
aren't
as
cowboy
a
hats.
sombrero.
Depends on your cowboy hat.
I get it depends on
How
your
far
sombrero.
how far are you south?
Because I've seen some small sombreros.
Listen
but
to me. Let's cut all the bullshit before we get into this. We can say this so much more concisely than just going back and forth. What is the diameter for a hat when
To
it
be
becomes a
broad.
sombrero?
Well, what? How? Yeah. What do you define as like a broad rim?
I think it does. I mean,
Like a bowler hat
Is
has
it
a
relative to your head?
Brim. It's like an
But
inch
that's
brim.
not a broad. That inch.
Yeah.
It's not broad.
I don't know. It's a brim. Is
It's not
bowler hat
broad.
anything?
all the way around
okay,
your head.
but
Also, it's kind
maybe-
of the shape of a sombrero.
I would not say a bowler hat is broad.
maybe not. But
To an
is
ant?
is it still a sombrero? We're not talking about ants.
It's a sombrero to an ant.
Fucking human hats only.
But
Ant hats
So-
going on the merch store soon.
I
Need to
do-
check in.
in my heart of hearts, I also feel like bowler hats are not sombreros. But
by definition.
if unbiasedly, are they?
Well, wait, we have to
This
define
reminds
broad.
me of this.
the
reminds
word
me
broad
of-
needs
We have
to
to
be defined.
define a measurement
We-
for
Yeah.
broad.
We
Yeah,
got
that's
an
what I'm saying.
argument on this show. What this is how we are dumb people. We got an argument on the show one time about whether or not shorts are pants. Do you remember that?
Yeah, with Chris and Cody Brookhaven.
Yeah. And like great conversation, but then you look back at it and you're like, wow, like
Well, that's pretty much our podcast.
What was the conclusion? I'm
shorts
curious.
are
can't
not
remember.
pants.
Yeah, I think that's what. I think we were split on it. I can't remember.
Shorts were pants at one point.
Not if they
What?
were made of
That's
shorts.
not true.
No, that is not true. at
Shorts
all.
could be pants if they grow up big and strong.
Yeah, a lot of milk. If
Shorts
they drink could be pants if
a
they drink a lot of
small
milk.
enough person wears them.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good points. But either way, can I
Okay.
end the sombrero conversation?
Yeah.
By saying that
But
it's like what's that called? It's like the
Anti-Semitism.
basis behind.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the basis behind. Oh, free will. I'm gonna bring free will into
I
this.
thought you meant like basis, like the musician.
Humans have their own ability, the ability to develop their own ideas and thoughts and stuff like that.
Some would
So
say.
if the definition of a sombrero is just a broad brimmed hat, then really it's up to each individual human to define what a sombrero is.
But then that's the
Here's the
same thing
thing.
for every word
Here's
ever.
the thing. It is exactly. But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
So then why are we even here talking at all?
because even with the words that we're all referring to, which I guess is every word, there is socially an agreement upon what
yes.
they mean.
So you just Andy, there's a reason that I
Hey,
love you.
how about that? How about that, huh? Two in the cooler.
So that's where I was getting, because if you see somebody with a cowboy hat on, do you look at them and say that person's wearing a cowboy hat or that person's wearing a sombrero?
Depends if I'm
No.
Mexican.
Answer the question.
What? No, it doesn't. Because one, you've never been Mexican and you never will be, Connor.
Well,
Let's be honest though. If we see somebody wearing a cowboy hat, we don't think about them. They're not really worth it. you
yeah.
know? They're not really worth that.
What
that-
about,
that
I'm
connect us
I'm
with.
pro cowboy
Well, it
hat.
depends.
Oh, dude.
It depends. If you're at Taste of Country,
Yeah, like 100 years ago, maybe. like maybe.
I don't
That's
And
have
I was
any.
clinging on to it.
dude, do you think anyone's ever worn like
think-
full cowboy, like desperado garb to Taste of Country?
Fucking 100%, dude.
Like,
Those
no,
people
like,
suck.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm saying like cowboy, like
Yes, yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
I've
like,
worn
bang, bang,
assless
bang.
chaps
Yeah.
to Taste
Bang.
the Country.
Yeah, dude.
but like a duster,
Yeah, like, dude, no.
like wears like a full
the
bandana,
fucking-
like
what
doesn't
is it,
talk
the
to anyone.
poncho?
yeah.
with the frills on it, yeah.
Like the man
literally
with-
from Good, the Bad,
There's
and
no-
the
Is there a
yeah,
man
there's
with no
no way-
name at Taste of Country?
There's no way there
Yes.
hasn't been, I feel like.
Zorro?
Yeah,
It's like a pure numbers game, dude. There's
Right,
got to be
right.
somebody who did it.
What would be the funniest thing to dress up as and go to Taste of Country? A horse? like a double horse costume.
Yeah, dude.
A
Dude,
two-person
would
horse
be
costume.
hysterical.
That might be
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Or the banana and the strawberry from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
that
Mink
just
is
always
winning.
fits
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
any scenario.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
Taste the country? Fuck you guys. I'm smart.
Why? I like Taste the Country.
No,
Let's be nice
taste,
to Taste the Country.
banana,
Oh.
strawberry,
Oh.
foods.
Oh.
That
Fuck.
went, I
Fuck
think
you
that
guys.
went over everybody's
Yeah.
head.
That's why I'm so tall, because
Ah,
it all hits me.
Damn, that was
Thanks for coming
quick
out.
on the
Very
take
nice.
there.
I had a caffeine today, so we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually did not have any caffeine yesterday. Didn't get a headache. I was fully surprised, and I was fine. And I stayed up till 11 p.m. and couldn't fall asleep. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So
How much caffeine do you usually go for?
good
Wow.
amount.
Not as much as Andrew. I'm
No,
just
I mean probably
Well,
more.
I start the day with a cup of coffee,
Mhm.
and then I might have another cup of coffee. By noon, I will probably have at least 2 generally, and then past noon, maybe by like 2, I'll have like either a kickstart or some cold coffee or whatever. And then generally after that, I would like to sleep, so I try not to do anymore. And then that coasts me till like 9 to 11, and then fall asleep sometimes.
eventually go to bed.
I take melatonin every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a reliable sleep aid, but
Yeah.
I was using it when I wasn't sleeping.
Gotcha.
So that it didn't, after a while.
Do you take melatonin every single night?
I was actually talking
How are your dreams? I know. Yeah.
to get that. I was
Well-
going to get that tonight probably.
I also
Thinking about
ingest a fair amount of weed, so I don't always have dreams. But when I do, they're pretty crazy.
That's
pretty
why I
much where
don't
I'm
take
at.
melatonin.
Because of the crazy dreams?
Yeah.
I like the crazy dreams,
No.
man.
That seems like a good time.
I
Yeah.
dream.
I get
like-
real sweaty when I sleep and I have crazy dreams.
I maybe wake up and like remember that I dreamed like 2 to 3 times a month.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
like
about that.
that's all
Yeah.
I need.
Isn't it cool though when you're like up for a couple hours and then somebody says something that triggers a memory of the dream you had that night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's
But
crazy.
it's also the same. But I'm the type of person where if I wake up and I had a dream, I will like talk myself through it so that I remember it because
Mhm.
I like to remember it.
Because they're once in a
When
while.
you
you're
wake
saying
up?
you don't take melatonin because it'd be too much work. Because you have to keep writing shit down.
No, I
These are too
don't
many
like
dreams
the
you
crazy
have.
dreams.
Yeah, you're not trying to.
I used to like because I used
Give
to
yourself a
take
book report
melatonin. A
when
lot
you
of us
wake up.
like I used to take it a lot during hockey season and stuff like that on the bus, right? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we would call them nightmare pills because you'd have the most wicked when you're on a bus and you're not like comfortable, but you're knocked out from melatonin. Like the amount, like the level of craziness that's going on in your dreams is like there's always at least 7 people getting murdered in your brain.
God damn. At the
So
same
depending
time.
on the kind of person you are, it might be good.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't want people getting murdered. It wasn't always, but it was always, it was never something where you wake up and you're like, dude, you know when you wake up and you're like,
For fans
yo,
of
sick
murder,
dream,
melatonin.
sick dream. I also think that, and I think that I sometimes like unintentionally when I do dream, I lucid dream. Like I think I have pretty good control over what I'm doing in dreams.
I'm not that. I can't do that.
But do you have control over the dream? Like that's the real question. Because that's the like. you
Yeah,
can
that's
control
like the
yourself-
true
yeah.
form. Yeah.
Like do you ever just like have like you're like, oh shit, I'm dreaming, and you just have a really like good time, you know? Like
Well,
Yeah, like imagine you're late for something,
like,
like you're all scared, and you're
there's-
like, oh,
I
I'm
think
gonna
there's
run.
different. There, like sometimes
back
I
the
have a
world.
dream.
But that's
that,
when I'm like, oh, what if you like cut off the event? Like if you're in the dream and you're late for something, you're like, this is a dream. I'm not doing anything.
I
And then you're
feel like
I'm not late for anything.
I feel like a lot of people that when they have bad dreams, a lot of times like they wake up like, you know, at like the worst part, where a lot of times I feel like if I'm having a bad dream, I'll realize I'm having a bad dream and I can't necessarily like just straight up stop like what's happening and turn everything into like a sunny day, but I can like look around and be like, all right, yo, I got to do this. And then I'll go do that shit and I'll defeat the fucking people trying to kill me.
Mhm.
And then I'll be like, yeah, suck it, my dream.
You see the Matrix.
And but then it's like, yeah, then it's like sometimes like you'll kind of start to wake up and you'll be like, no, I have to finish what I started here. Like I have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go back into the Matrix, dude. I
Yeah.
gotta stick this one out.
Yeah, it's the you took the red pill, I believe. If that's
Yes,
where
red pill.
Yeah.
You wake up. Will you come in just a
Oh,
little bit,
yeah,
bro?
sorry.
Just for the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of the Matrix,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about the new one?
I'll
on it?
see it. I'll see
Yeah.
it, but I'm not like.
Is there 3 Matrix movies?
And then the 4th one is going to
It's
be coming
coming
out
out, yeah.
on Christmas.
I've heard the first one. Well, I've watched the
I
first
feel
one.
like it's been too long.
Yeah.
I think
it's just another reboot to me. You know?
Oh, of course.
But
Is
Blade Runner
Keanu Reeves
2049.
in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but who's doing?
And so is the woman.
Like,
Wachowskis.
Denis Villeneuve is
But
actually
Wachowskis.
good. Yeah, but they also did Matrix 3, didn't they?
It's true.
They
So,
did.
Like, come on,
They
they're not
did.
coming
They
off
are
a win.
responsible
They're,
for.
they're not coming off a win. Is
Don't
my
blame
point.
you.
I definitely
not gonna
watched
argue.
the first Matrix, and I think I've like watched the first
It's
2,
the good
but
one.
never finished like the last half
It's
hour. Like I think
It's
it
like
was.
the only
I fell
good
asleep.
thing
That's what
they've
I'm
ever
saying.
done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just doesn't read to me as a winning strategy.
But trailer wise,
If it like
but it looks good.
Yeah, but didn't we?
They
do
made
this?
it look good.
name the last time you saw a trailer that you're like, oh, this movie's gonna actually just be terrible.
The
Dude, they-
Eternals.
The Eternals.
oh well, yeah, that. Sorry.
A lot of them. A lot of trailers actually do that for me. to
I
be
thought that
honest.
movie was.
It was
I'm
Ma-
just saying they show
Ma.
you the good parts.
the
though.
trailer. The trailer,
Ma.
like.
Ma.
Ma was
Oh.
a weird movie.
Wait, what?
It wasn't.
I didn't watch it, I
horrible.
can't.
Oh, I got. Oh, I okay. I'm
With
catching up. I got
Octavia
it.
Spencer.
I'm saying they're
Yeah.
gonna show you like the good parts. Is my point.
Right.
Well, we were talking about trailers earlier. Like, yeah, that's why sometimes I don't watch trailers because I don't want to see the good parts of a movie. Like any Adam Sandler movie, never watch the trailer
Yeah, because that's where all the
because
jokes
that's the
are.
entire movie.
Every
Right.
joke is in the trailer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, Uncut Gems. Every joke's in that.
Yeah.
trailer.
Yep. Yep.
Uncut Gems is a great fucking movie.
It is
though.
a great movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And there's a lot
I gotta
of
take some melatonin after that fucking
there,
movie.
yeah,
Jesus
there's
Christ.
a lot of people that don't understand that movie at all. Like it
It's
just doesn't
so
make
good.
sense.
Whatever.
A lot of people that just chests hurt as they watch the movie, and they're like, "I don't like this," and it's like, you don't. That's the point of the movie. is
Yeah,
to have your
it's
chest hurt.
supposed to be
like it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the pain for like
but
an
like,
hour and a half,
oh, yo,
and then you get the release.
as somebody who watches a lot of sports, that was probably the most electric feeling ever.
Mhm.
Like when he's watching that Celtics game
The gambling.
right before he gets shot in
Oh,
the face.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Like you,
I mean, it's been a
that would be that's like if you're him in that movie, that is the perfect time to die. Like you are.
That's a good point. No, he's right.
Yeah,
He's going out on
He's
top.
100% right.
That's true.
He's 100%
But
right.
it's
like you should be begging to get shot in the face.
Bro,
like, when
his
that's
life
happening.
outside of that shop,
It will.
terrible.
His
Awful.
life will never be better than that moment that he was in right then and there.
Even if he
Ever.
got the money and spent the money, it will not be as good as that single
well, because
moment of pure
well,
joy.
and you know, like he was gonna end up losing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? If
yeah,
he
yeah,
wins
yeah.
the money, he's gonna end up losing it. So it, and most of it he had to
Single
pay
point.
off.
I never
too,
actually thought
didn't
about
But
he?
yeah,
that.
like the idea was like it's all gone anyway. Like,
Yeah,
where's
like
he going at? He's still probably
that
gonna be
because
defunct.
I know this is a crazy sound, but when you ask people that sports gamble a lot like that,
Squid Game.
the feeling of the win is actually better than the feeling of like winning the money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such a rush when something like that is happening, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, it's nice that I have all this money now. But the reason they keep gambling is because they're like,
Well,
it's like a
That
natural
was literally
high.
like the point of the movie.
Yeah.
He was like talking to the guys like, this is how I win.
Yeah.
Like this, you go out there and like you score 3, but like this is how I do it. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that's that's the
That's like-
parallel.
That's like he was like, this is what we do.
Yeah,
You know,
because
this is how
every
I do it.
person would love to be a Michael Jordan or a Kevin Garnett or someone, and everyone would love to have that level of success. But in your own world, you can find that level of success in your mind. And
Through
then
being an
feel that-
absolute degenerate.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
In his
totally.
case, yeah.
it's all about the
Totally.
path that
Yeah.
you take.
Totally. That movie was really good at like putting you like rock bottom too, man. Like they did the whole bidding thing with the art and like it just got fucked up.
Oh
And then
my God.
because he pushed it too hard and he lost on that one. And then like there was a guy who called off the bet with the bookie.
Yeah.
And they were gonna like the first bet. Oh, and it would have. Yeah, no, I mean it's really good about like showing you the stakes. You know.
That movie's really good at making you go, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, God damn.
Just every
dude.
like 20
it
minutes.
doesn't let
You're
up,
like,
man.
God
It's
damn it.
The pure pressure.
I just want him to do okay. Like, I want him to just live.
Yeah,
You feel bad for him.
because it's
You
like
just feel bad for
I'm
him,
just
yeah.
constantly digging out of a hole, you know.
Yeah.
I know.
Like
I'm,
he's trying to just get back to that level.
I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves now here, but that's what I was saying earlier about what's it called? About Back to the Future. Like I went to rewatch that movie the other day thinking like, oh, like I'll just watch it, it'll be enjoyable, and then I'll fall asleep, like decompress. And I watched the first like 25 minutes of it, I'm like, this is depressing as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I had to turn it off. I'm like, I don't remember this movie like being like he's in his house, like his family is like fucked, he's fucked, no, you know what I mean? It's like this is very, very like uneasy to watch. And I remember this movie being like enjoyable.
But that's why.
But I mean, the
Yeah,
movie
that's
was
why
still so good.
Yeah, the bad part in the beginning is what makes the ending.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you watch that movie when you're younger,
Watch
you
a
know what I
Tarantino
mean?
movie and you'll be like, I'm uncomfortable sometimes. But that's why the good parts are good. And
Yeah.
for me, at least.
But
I
I just that Fast or whatever. I almost said Fast and Furious. Back to the Future is one of those movies that I feel like everybody watches when they're younger. You know what I mean? And it's so good.
That's a good point.
But I never remembered / realized like, damn, like this is a little.
Yeah,
know.
you don't like see that when you're.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
you just like. You're
Well-
like, oh, this is cool.
Well, when you're young, you don't even
So
realize
you're
it's
like,
happening.
Oh,
Watch
the
The Lion
DeLorean.
King.
Like, look at those doors on that car. That's cool.
Fair.
Like, you
Yeah,
know,
What's The
exactly.
Lion King?
Yeah, I want a DeLorean.
The Lion King is like the most depressing shit of all time. The hyenas, the fucking Scar, his dad just dying
I
in his.
definitely, when I first watched The Lion King, did not understand the weight of The Lion King.
Yeah.
You
Like, I did not
definitely-
I don't
understand.
think
Like,
it's
I was like-
different.
It's
you
like
know?
you're like, oh, lions are cool. Like,
You
Yeah.
feel it.
I
Like
still
I think
think
you
lions
you
are
can
cool.
tell like when you're a kid you kind of know something bad and sad is happening,
It's a circle of life.
but
Well,
it's
you
a,
don't
but it's a
understand
circle
what
of
it,
life.
You don't understand
Yeah,
what
you
it
don't
is.
fully
Papa,
understand
get
it. I
up.
think I think you do feel some of that, but you just maybe aren't able yet to understand the way you feel.
I
Sometimes.
think
Yeah, like
I
the
think the
weight.
live action Jungle Book is more sad than the.
Oh, I'd imagine.
than-
That's
I did not watch that.
I didn't.
Lion-
I
Oh, it
mean,
was good.
yeah, it's-
Well, you feel
these live action
bad.
remakes
You
are-
feel
Is that the
bad.
one-
Yeah, but that
because-
was the first one.
Yeah, it's fair.
Is
the
that
little-
Jon Favreau?
Jon Favreau's he's good. At least he's a good director.
What's his name?
He's good enough.
Ups
Which
and
one?
downs.
The kid.
Mowgli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel bad because Mowgli's a dumbass, and he really doesn't understand that like he
a
can't be
fucking
living with these
child.
fucking wolves. He's so sad that like he's not a wolf, and it's like, yeah, dude, you're a human, but it's sad because
He's
he's,
a dumb.
sad.
You should call him a dumbass. He's a little kid, dude.
He's a dumbass. Listen,
You were also
you
probably
could
a
definitely
dumbass.
Oh,
be
I
a
was
little
at it.
kid.
the biggest dumbass.
You could definitely be a little kid and still be a dumbass.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
It
like
doesn't, like,
I
it's a-
felt bad for
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
because yeah, he's a little kid, but it's like, dumbass.
At a point, you're like, dude, you're not a wolf, dude.
Yeah, you're a legitimate human.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
fucking look
At a
at
point, you
yourself.
just
I
gotta
don't know,
accept
man.
that
What do you
shit.
got? What
Well,
do you think, Andy?
He would, but he's never seen another person before.
That's why I'm saying he's like you can't call him a dumbass.
Like he's just ignorant.
But like, what? Yeah. What about the first person though?
The first person he sees is that
No,
woman, or is that
no,
little
I'm
girl?
talking about like,
Oh,
it,
okay.
like going back, like evolutionary. Like there had to be like a first person who realized they're a person, right?
Wait.
And everybody before them would have been a dumbass.
I mean, it depends. You can go a lot of different ways
Well,
here. You could take like the scientific route, or you could take the religious route. You know what I mean? Like somebody woke up one
Yeah.
day and they're like, "No,
Woke
it's
up
different."
this
Because you could
morning.
either say somebody
But
woke
why
up.
would we take the religious
I'm just
route? That's
saying.
pretty cut and dry. If we want to get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, like then yes.
Literally, what Brody is talking about is really
Well,
the,
it
idea,
depends
the
on who you're
evolutionary
asking.
idea.
Yeah. So then yeah, at one point somebody was born
hmm
and they were like, "Yo, this doesn't look like us."
But it happens so gradually.
yeah, it's so minor. Yeah.
Yeah, each time.
I was gonna
There's
ask.
a little bit less hair.
Yeah.
Where did I don't even think I've seen the animated Jungle Book, to be honest. Like, where did Mowgli even come? Like,
Well, there's a movie
he
called
just get dropped
Mowgli
off?
too, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's a movie
sucks.
called
did they just like is it like a Home Alone scenario,
No,
but in the
he,
jungle? Like they left him in the.
It's
in
like
the woods?
it's like a Moses dealio. Like we're talking Basket River.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lame.
And the wolves found him.
You know, that's crazy because wolves would definitely just eat him.
Yeah, eat the fuck out of him. Be like, look at this fresh
No,
meat.
that's actually
Oh, you know
not
what?
true. Like
Are
a
you
lot
sure?
of animals are like that, where they like if they were to find a baby
If it was a
that's
baby,
completely alone like that, they recognize like, oh, this is a baby. It's not a threat. It needs to actually be cared for.
That's fair.
Then they'll
Yeah.
care for it, wait till it gets bigger, and then they'll eat it.
Yeah. Well, usually
Maybe.
what happens is, and this
Well,
is the whole story
that
of the Jungle
remains to
Book
be
is
seen.
'Cause-
the human grows up and then realizes it's a human and it kills the animal.
I think like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
the
think.
red flame,
I think.
I haven't
the
seen
red
it.
The
flower.
red flower. Also, that's he doesn't
Good.
kill the animals that
No,
raised
but
him.
like
though.
that. But that's the whole point of why there's controversy between whether he should be able to live amongst the wolves or not. Because when little baby humans become adult humans, they start killing animals.
Yeah, to be fair,
But
like,
other
there's-
animals
That's
kill
their
other animals.
There's a lot of animals out there that kill their own young like regularly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like all the time. Like even the own mothers will do it if they know that they're not going to
Yeah.
be able to find food somewhere
Dude,
else.
praying mantis just fuck, and then the wife eats the guy's head.
That's a very popular way to
Well,
do
That's
it.
awesome.
Isn't that what a lot of spiders do? Is when they hatch, they eat their mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
Pretty
When,
not for
uh,
all. I thought that like because doesn't the mom just like drop the eggs in one piece? Like
No,
or-
I think spiders
They-
lay. No, they carry them on their sacks.
Some
I
of
think
them,
it depends
some
on
of
the
them,
type of
yeah,
spider.
some of them have egg sacs. Others, when they give birth, their kids literally eat them from the inside out,
Love it.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
how
What's the
Yeah.
what like
which is crazy. Imagine it's like being born so violently. Like if spiders were big, they would be ruthless.
Yeah, have you ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Didn't you hear the speaking of
Any bug. If
Speaking of
any
spiders.
animal, if it was
Wait,
bigger, would
I
be
gotta bring-
fucking terrifying.
I gotta bring something
Well-
up. Have you watched Dune yet?
Yeah, obviously.
The spider human hand thing?
I'm interested to talk about that
Because
because I was wondering if they would say anything about this. I'm a big Dune fan.
yeah. That's why I brought it, yeah.
So that thing,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I can tell you for absolute certain. That thing,
Yeah.
the Harkonnens,
Yeah.
made it to have sex with.
Oh. It's a fucking gimp?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's nuts.
I didn't see it.
It
yet,
was like
I
black
haven't seen
leather.
it, so I'm just totally.
but I
Dude,
did hear. I did
it's-
see a lot of people complaining. Well, okay, so
Think of a spider with human hands. And that's human
And a
sized.
fat ass.
And a fat.
like a hairy spider butt.
Yo, I'm getting
No.
some weird.
Oh,
and
like-
it's shiny.
But
It's all
Um,
leathery.
so it's like a human with 8 spider legs with hands on them.
Except I don't think it has a face.
It does not. Dude, it fuck.
So they
It
it
fucking
really
have
no, so wait,
dentures?
wait, it's really down to just like the necessary
Yeah.
ingredients.
Yep.
It's like if
It's
you
super-
shaped it.
8 hands.
If you shaped a man into a
You can
spider.
do it. You
Doc
can do a lot
Ock.
with 8
It's
hands.
Doc
man.
Ock.
It's
It's-
so
You
it's
can
so
do a
fucked
lot
up.
with
It's
eight
Doc Ock,
hands.
the gimp version.
It's like the second I saw that, I was like, oh, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Well, how do you think Doc Ock got started?
It's true. He created the hands so that he could bear children with more hands. I'm sure that's what it was. He built
Oh.
like this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
What do you say?
Yeah, Doc Ock. You know, I follow you. He's just a big old jerk off machine.
yeah.
See, that's more what I was going. But I wasn't thinking like, oh, we need to have more kids. He's just like, I need more hands to jerk off.
To
with.
jerk
Oh no! I thought you
Think
were
about
like.
the multitasking.
Well, no, he wants.
yeah.
He wants his legacy to
He
live
could write
on.
an
though.
essay and jerk off at the same time.
I thought he
And
would.
isn't that the American dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, dude. That's how he got his funding.
Yeah.
least-
You know what I mean? Like somebody had to pay for that. And they're
Yeah,
like,
he
you,
did a.
You
yeah.
sell that like
he got a research grant
It's-
and he wrote.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
did all his research while jerking off. That was the
Yeah.
entire basis.
sure the
behind it.
metal-
writing this essay.
the metal was
what
probably
I gonna say?
prototype.
Oh,
You were going to segue
Dune.
into the Spider-Man
No,
trailer.
I was going to
Oh,
ask
thought
about
that's what
Dune
you
still.
meant. Okay, good.
That was a good. Yeah.
I
Good to see your
saw
host
some
job
people
there.
online saying that they were a little upset because the Dune movie was pretty much like a 2.5-hour trailer for the next Dune movie.
I can see how you would say that, and by not reading the book, I don't have any context. Like Andrew would know more than me, but personally, I could see Dune as either 3 movies or a 6 to 8 episode series. And they chose to do movies, and it's just what it is.
From everything I've heard, everybody's like, this shouldn't be a movie. It should just be a TV.
That's
show.
what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I've never read the books or anything, but people are like, this movie's like not adaptable to such a short format.
Well,
You
from
need
what
to
I
have
know,
like,
For
or
two
the
and a
book-
half
the book's not
hours.
adaptable.
from what I know about what Andrew says about it, is it's so complex.
it's still good. I still
But
like
yeah,
it.
that's
Like
what,
the
that's what I'm
books,
saying.
I
Like,
mean.
you,
I know,
need,
yeah.
you just need more hours. Like you just need more time to work with. Like the 10-episode
and
series.
people disagree with me when I say this, but like 4.5-hour movies, sure, I'm in. I
Well,
don't
give
care.
me an intermission. Can we
Nah,
please
fuck
get
an
intermissions? Can
Dude,
we
that'd be
please
cool.
go back to
That'd
intermissions?
be cool.
Well,
if they
that's
brought
like
that
going to
back.
see a play.
Yeah.
But they
Which,
used
by
to
the
do
way-
it in
Dude, the
movies.
best part about intermissions
I know,
is
but-
it ends with a cliffhanger, and then everyone goes outside and goes piss,
Yeah, and gets
then
some
gets some
popcorn.
food, and then they're like, "Yo, what the fuck's gonna happen?" And then they all talk about it, and then they all go back in the movie,
I
and
do
then
think-
it's like,
yeah,
Whoa.
why don't they do that?
Because they're pussies.
No, you know what I think it is. I
True.
think nobody wants to make like a 4.5-hour.
Well,
movie
what's his
'cause
name?
people are
Attention
like,
spans.
nobody's gonna see this anymore.
Yeah, it's attention spans of
Yeah,
Like,
but
movies
what's his
are gonna
name
be
did?
shorter
It was
and
good.
shorter.
The
Again.
Justice League.
yeah.
But that was over a streaming
Yeah, but
service.
they didn't
Yeah.
release that.
That was a
And-
proof
Yeah,
of
I
concept, sort of.
Again, you guys, this is some similar. So you didn't talk about this directly in the episode of your new podcast, but
Oh, yeah.
like that's all the studios underestimating the viewer.
100%. Well, that's why they're making so many remakes
I
because
think-
they don't think
I
people
think
want.
the viewer is very underestimatable. I don't think they're
yeah,
underestimating.
that's
the
actually
viewer.
kind of a good point.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
don't
I
know.
actually don't think they're underestimating like the average.
Because I
You're
do
correct.
think that
Yeah.
they probably have
You're
numbers
correct.
to back it up, where they're like, yeah, we're not gonna you know what? Like, you can pack more 90-minute movies into more showtimes.
Mhm.
Just It's
Tickets.
just a numbers game.
Yeah.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Sell
So
more
like, you can
tickets.
have more showtimes. You can get more hours watched. And I think the other thing too is like, they had there's like a perception that theaters were like not gonna make it. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously that
there
didn't
was a
happen.
moment.
So
Yeah.
like, but like, you're not gonna make like, you know, like a 4.5 hour, like, you know, like how it used to be in the 70s.
Like
and,
a Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, you're not gonna make
Yeah.
like these epics anymore.
No. Well,
Costs too
that's
much,
Dune.
and the return is just like not there. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's
I don't agree with it, obviously, as like a filmmaker and like
Mhm.
people who like you
Yep.
know make stuff.
No, but
like,
that's the business aspect
reality
of it, which is
like that's like the perception.
yeah.
And I
Which
think
is how
maybe there is still a market for like good movies,
Mhm.
but
at
I
the
don't think there's a market for long.
But I was gonna say, at the end of the day,
because long movies are just shows.
It doesn't really. I mean, you
At
can
this
think about
point.
anything like that, right? Like, you have to make money. You have to
Yeah.
make, you know.
Well, think about it like a book. Like you write,
baby.
you write 1,000 pages and you finish the book, and then you're like, well, I guess I can make a next book, and it's just like you could just keep making books just until you want to
It's
stop
just that
making
easy,
books.
man. I gotta start writing a book.
Like, that's
seriously.
pretty- you
yeah,
just
I'm actually
do
on my
it.
third.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Is like movies are like
All right.
the production value
We're
of a
gonna
movie
do
is so
two
crazy.
things. I'm gonna bring up two things, and then we're gonna do the Hoot of the Week. The first one is gonna be quick. Did you know that how they have the Margaritaville play going on?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It was last night.
Yeah.
Our mother was at it.
Yeah. She was in it. She
Explain.
played Jimmy Buffett.
Explain.
James Buffet.
Explain.
You know Margarita?
You know James Buffet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett, both of you. Are you in on him or not?
I think he makes
No,
margarita
yes or- it's
themed
just a
music
yes or no.
specifically.
What do you mean in on him?
Are you in or out?
Yeah, what do you say?
Are you a parrot head? Not really, but
No.
do you, yeah.
do you think
No.
it's shit or do you think it's like all right?
I respect the vibe, but I'm not turning it on.
You don't have to
I
be
would
nice. He's
I would
not
never
here.
turn it on. No.
Yeah, there you go.
never.
No,
See?
but I want people to enjoy themselves so
Yeah.
that they don't get
I
mad
don't. I don't
at
give
me.
a fuck.
if you give
Well,
I
you're
don't
gonna
like
have to-
him.
you're gonna
I
have to
don't
deal
like
with
him,
it.
and I don't care to like him.
See, that's it. I want everyone to be happy so that I don't have to hear bullshit.
I
from
just
everyone.
don't think that
I'm done.
anybody should
Interesting.
care about whether or
See,
not I
that's
like
what-
Jimmy Buffett.
No,
I don't think
not-
that should affect.
The thing is,
that should
I
affect
don't care at
anybody
all.
else's happiness.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
though.
But
I
I'm
feel
a big
like I
James
feel like it's hot
Buffet
and cold.
fan. I like James Buffet.
He's
Yeah,
fine.
Me too.
He's if he's
I
on.
like Margaritaville, like
sometimes,
the restaurant.
Sometimes I do feel like a cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah, I
though.
know
That
you are
thing.
very Andrew. Andrew is borderline parrot head. If he listens to Jimmy
that's his
Buffett
own damn
radio
fault.
on Pandora.
Well, that's only
Oh.
in.
Pandora.
I missed that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
his own damn
Pandora.
fault.
Yeah,
That's
Fucking
yeah.
old man.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett radio on the Pandora station.
Yeah.
listen to
Well,
it.
when I'm on vacation.
Mhm. Vacation Andy is a different person than regular Andy.
Very
Our
much
listeners
so.
know that. Next point. That's all I had was quick Margaritaville. We're gonna circle around back to the Spider-Man trailer.
Oh yeah, did you guys watch it?
I didn't.
I
just-
didn't watch it.
I didn't turn it on and watch it, but I've seen it because the internet watched it.
I'm not a big superhero guy. I have zero interest.
The only one I
Zero
really
interest
care
in
is
watching a trailer
Spider-Man.
for Spider-Man.
It
Zero.
looks cool as fuck, in my opinion.
I
Yeah.
like
my
Spider-Man
unprofessional opinion.
and Batman, and Logan was awesome.
Logan was good. Dark Knight movies were
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't
Yeah, Logan was
specifically like like the MCU.
Yeah,
I don't
of
follow
course.
it.
Well,
I'm not-
that's understandable. A lot of people have voiced that same opinion. I guess it's kind of what we were talking about the whole time, like what's commercially viable.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
You
But
know,
I
you
feel like
could-
they
you
take
could,
more care with Spider-Man than they do with almost any
well,
other
Spider-Man is
superhero.
cool. I like Spider-Man because like Sony was like sticking up to Disney with it.
Mhm.
I like
Right.
that part about it, but like as like a character, I don't think it's like particularly interesting.
I mean, yeah.
In the movies or in general?
No, I'm saying,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, like in these recent movies.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like the old Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire.
Oh, that's
I fuck
your.
with that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
there's
But, like-
rumors floating around
Dude, just bring
that
it back.
Tobey
That's so much
Maguire is
better.
in the new Spider-Man.
Oh, I didn't know about
Yeah,
that.
there's
But, like,
multiverse,
I don't
dog.
follow
There's
the
rumors
bro.
that all of them
Multiverse.
are.
I don't no. See, and that's the other thing too. Was that movie called the animated one? That one's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Into the
Into
Spider-Verse.
the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That one was fucking awesome.
That's
But,
honestly one of the best
like the most
superheroes.
recent ones and the Andrew Garfield ones. I don't really fuck with those.
Yeah, I know.
Because like I don't like look at it like a collective. Like I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh, I love all Marvel movies because I like
I
Marvel.
think-
But
I
think
don't
about
like
when you watched
Marvel.
Spider-Man 2. How old were you?
I don't remember, dude. It was a long ass time ago when that shit came out.
Do you think that's a nostalgia talking?
2004?
Probably, but
There you go.
it doesn't really matter why I like it.
But that's the thing.
I
So
like
that-
it better than the new one.
But that's what I mean is then Spider-Man is for people that Spider-Man is for people that are 7 to 13. And then they will love that forever.
Spider-Man's for this guy right here.
But did you
I'm
watch
all in
it?
on
Yeah, I really
Spider-Man.
When
like
did you watch
Spider-Man.
it, dog?
I watch it every day.
Yeah, from the beginning of your life?
Yep.
That's called nostalgia, dog.
What?
Okay, so you started watching Spider-Man
Dude,
as a kid.
had
You have
like
a fondness
like
for
a
it.
time machine. He's like, you love Tom Holland as Spider-Man since you were 3 years old, bro. You're just real nostalgic.
That's a good point.
You're just real nostalgic
fair.
for Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I think Tom Holland, in my opinion, seems to be the best representation of what Spider-Man could be in a real world, personally.
What?
But
Why should that be the way you judge Spider-Man?
I'm just saying like
I get that. I can understand there's some kind
How
of
do we
value
get this
to that
spider,
as a
this
consumer.
human
The,
being with
Alright.
spider powers?
What
How
about
do we,
Aunt- what
how
about
do we
Aunt
make
May?
him the most realistic as possible?
suspension
Like-
of disbelief. That's
Well,
more what I mean.
What do you
wanna-
mean?
Well, I think what you mean though is
How the fuck
how
can
do
you
you-
look past
What is
how the
going
fuck
on?
can you
I
look
have no
past
clue.
spider
I don't know what's
powers but
happening.
then not look past like, oh, he's not high school
But
enough.
dude, that's not
Like,
what
he's
he's
not-
talking.
what?
I don't. Well, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I don't think you're talking about when you say realistically. You're not
Yeah.
talking about the spider powers. You're talking about
the boy.
the
The boy.
the boy.
the boy behind the mask.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
human
oh,
aspect.
Yeah, that's what
the
I mean.
human aspect.
He's just
The
a little kid.
man
He's
part of the spider.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious, what are the intrinsic aspects to a Spider-Man boy?
You're
that
supposed
is
to
good
be
for you?
you're supposed
a
to be
little
kind
bitch.
of a nerdy.
He's
yeah.
a little baby bitch boy.
I'm just asking, like,
that talks
does,
shit.
does Tobey Maguire like scream
No,
masculinity?
He's not as much of
No,
a
Like,
bitch.
I don't know, dude.
But
Tom
Tobey
Holland is
Maguire-
more
Because
bitch.
Andrew Garfield is way more bitch than both Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, but he's
and
like
him,
Hollywood
and he
bitch.
Sucked,
But
dude.
he's Hollywood
That
bitch.
those were stupid.
He's too hot. That's what it is. Andrew
That's not
Garfield.
true.
is
That's
too
not
att-
true at
No,
all.
I'm
too
kind of
attractive.
on board with that.
He's too attractive.
I'm
I don't
kind of
think-
on board with that. Is like the objective of Spider-Man is that he's kind
He's
of
a nerdy
little
dork.
bit of like a loser before he
But if we're
gets
talking
spider
ugly,
powers.
Tobey Maguire wins out of Tom Holland.
But we're not
Andrew
talking
Garfield.
just
Dude,
ugly.
Tobey
There's
Maguire
more-
is
But he's
Yeah,
also like
But-
25.
Tobey Maguire is 100% the
taking-
least
you're
desirable
taking-
Spider-Man
you're
of
taking
all time.
everything that gets
He's
said
the
though.
least desirable Spider-Man
You're
of all
taking
time.
everything that
Period.
gets said and
End of
making
story.
it as one parameter when you have to take them all and file them all in like as partial parameters of what builds up to make Spider-Man.
I think Tobey Maguire, if you're talking about like an undesirable nerd, like I think he fits the bill.
But I
He
think
might
he's
have been
too
a little
old.
old.
That's what my problem.
He,
was.
but like everybody was kind of older back then.
Well, that's
like
fair.
like what
True.
like you know what I
Everyone,
mean? Like, bro,
everyone was
yeah,
older in the
exactly,
past.
exactly. But like,
Yeah.
like dude,
That's
James
not
Franco
true.
did
That's
not
my
look like he was
favorite
in high
thing you've
school in
ever
that
said.
movie, bro.
Yeah, none of them did.
Dude, have you seen?
No, I agree.
Dude, there was a
Joel,
Twitter
Yeah.
video
who's
of
more?
like 1980.
They were all, like,
1985 went
college.
viral. It was like Twitter in like 1985. It was like a high school video, and it was like, dude, like it looked exactly the same. It was like people were like, oh, I wish I was back, but like everybody just looked 40. I don't know if it was like smoking that did it. I don't know what it like. I don't know why.
Probably.
But like,
Well,
like, everybody
yeah.
just looked older
Yeah,
back then.
no, you're right.
Well,
Like,
there were a
they-
lot. You know, they took on a lot more challenges.
They
like,
went
at an
outside.
early age. Like they had to walk uphill both ways.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
to
they
and
were,
from
they were, yeah,
school,
exactly,
and,
exactly.
yeah, all
they
that
were
kind
more
of stuff.
weathered by the time they
That's
were
what
18.
it
They were
is.
seasoned.
Like, dude, Tobey Maguire is
Man.
believable in 2002
You
high
gotta,
school.
you gotta
know what I
understand
mean?
the effect that the Cold War had on everyone.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, dude, it's stressful.
I know. Russia was.
It was
Yeah.
stressful. It was stressful.
See how much Obama changed in those couple of years. You know what I mean?
Are you
For all
saying
that
Obama
gray
made
hair?
everybody a bitch? Like, but I,
Depends on what radio we're on.
yeah, right, exactly, exactly. We should call in Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, we gotta
see
get
how
Rush
he
Limbaugh.
feels
He's
about
dead.
that.
I would I would love to have Rush Limbaugh on the show.
It would do
Open
good numbers.
invitation.
Let's have a seance for Rush Limbaugh. Let's get like a who's that fucking guy from Fox? The guy with all the
Ghosty
Bill O'Reilly.
So we'll get a Ouija
Let's have a
board.
Bill O'Reilly book in front
No,
of
the guy
and then a
from-
Ouija.
No,
Fuck
the
it.
guy
We'll do it
from
live.
the guy from
Sweet
the
Life
Sweet
of
Life
Zack
of Zack
and
and
Cody.
Cody, Esteban.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. That one episode?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Ghosty Speed
Yep.
Ghost
Best
episode.
episode.
One
That's the
thing
best
I
episode.
didn't
You're right.
I hear
say-
he's close with Rush Limbaugh. Yeah.
Yeah, they're boys.
Esteban
It
Julio
was,
Ricardo Del Rosa something.
Yeah.
Man, if you pulled that
I wish
out,
I would've.
ooh, I
Oh,
would have
Yeah,
been
they're-
like, oh,
that's-
shit.
That's
I
cool.
tried.
You
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
that one up.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's going to be talking about that.
All right, let's do the Hoopman of the Week.
All right, real quick. I gotta just. I'm hot. I gotta take this
Okay.
off. You could continue.
Oh, yeah, Andrew, that's you.
Who would win of the week presented by 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey? I'm just laughing because that's going to be in the promo is like Connor taking his shirt off like during it.
Yeah, I like this
Sex
shirt.
sells, man.
Say it
Hell
again.
yeah,
Sex
baby.
sells.
Wait, say it again.
This shirt's better than
Do
that
it
one.
again, and we'll just put this as the clip that starts the
No,
promo.
because I want that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Um,
Sex sells, baby.
Dude, I'm sexy, bro.
This week's Who Would Win, is Marty McFly versus Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about how the cool factor of Marty McFly before the show, because at first glance, McFly and Napoleon,
Go ahead.
Marty McFly is, if you just look at him, Marty McFly is the cooler one. How true is that really? Perhaps socioeconomic status and location should be taken into account.
True.
Because
And year.
I guess so.
What do you mean? What?
Cool. He's
Marty
way
McFly can go
cooler.
to any year he wants, man.
That's what I'm saying. And
True.
Marty McFly is way cooler in the past than he is in his own present, and probably in the future too.
So if Marty McFly traveled forward in time to Idaho in about 2004, would he be the cool one in that school?
No, he would not be.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I
He's
just-
too short.
Yeah, true. Dude, that guy that like choked out that one kid.
I'm trying.
yeah, but
Are
he
they
can
actually just?
rock.
Are they like fighting or? Like,
Yeah,
is
they're
this
Oh
fighting.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is to the death.
Because I don't think it's even close. Because like that guy, the Napoleon Dynamite's like 6'5".
Yeah, and
It's
he's got
true.
That guy's huge.
he's got nunchucks.
Yeah,
he's
but
got
he's got
size.
He comes
Yeah,
from
but
better
he's got-
stock.
pussy.
He
Yeah.
comes from better
I
stock.
firmly believe that Napoleon Dynamite would do more damage to himself in this fight than he could do to Marty
Dude,
McFly.
I don't know, dude,
You're
you-
underestimating a kung fu
Is
master.
this post movie though? Because he.
No,
you
this
know-
is prime versus prime. This
No,
is
so this
in
is,
the
so
first
this is
Back
like at
to
the end of the
versus,
movie, both of them, right? Like
This
so, like
is-
after they've achieved their like.
No, just
Their
yeah.
character
this is,
arc.
This
Yeah.
is their. This is Marty McFly versus Napoleon Dynamite.
Because I think you got to talk like pre-talent show and post-talent show for Napoleon Dynamite. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's going to be a big
The confidence.
factor.
The confidence.
Because I think if
He's in
you
a
just
different
if you
level.
count like after the talent show, it's just a different level, man.
Yeah, but even though he was like,
That could be hubris.
And
though.
Marty McFly's gonna be stressed as shit, dude. He almost just got erased from
Yeah.
existence.
Well, he seems to always be doing that. He's always gets himself.
Well,
He
he's
also
always-
has a bitchier voice. Let's
he's
be honest.
always stressed.
That's tough to measure. You might be right though.
Marty
And
McFly's
Napoleon
always stressed.
Dynamite. Go ahead.
I have a hard theory on like people that are always like a little bit high strung, like not too, because he doesn't go
I'm
off
right
the
here.
rails. Yeah. So this is my new theory on it: is that you got to be a little bit high strung, because if you just don't care about anything, you can only ever be so good at something.
So you're saying like Marty McFly's like always ready to go?
Yes,
So, like, yeah,
he's
I got
always
you.
prepared because he's been through that. Well, he's
He-
not. It's not that he's always prepared, but he's always going to be able to find a way out of a situation, because although he's not prepared, he secretly is prepared because he's always high strung. So he's always ready to find his way out of any situation, so that when he does need to find his way out of a situation, he knows how to get out.
He
That
also
tracks.
lived through the Cold War.
But
also
He,
lived through the
he
Cold
also
War.
lived through the
Napoleon-
Cold War, and you know that must have been hard.
Napoleon Dynamite did go hunting in Alaska last summer for wolverines with his uncle, and he used a
Oh,
freaking
shit.
12 gauge, dog. He's a
Napoleon
he's a
Dynamite
hunter.
is a fucking bitch.
No, Napoleon
Does he get a
Dynamite
12
is
gauge?
a fucking
If we're introducing the 12 gauge into it,
No,
it changes
no,
the whole
no.
conversation.
dog. Napoleon Dynamite has a
Again, if
psychological
Napoleon Dynamite
warfare.
had 12 gauge, he would end up doing more
No,
damage
no,
to
no,
himself
no.
than he would Marty McFly.
Listen to
Not
what I'm
after
saying.
the talent show.
Napoleon Dynamite,
I'm gonna say it right now. I fucking hate Napoleon Dynamite. I want him dead.
Marty McFly has no mental game to Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite is the most strategic, most like basically his whole character is to make
That's
you
just-
think that he is the shit. His whole purpose of being is to be like, I did this cool thing last summer. He didn't actually do it, but he just wants you to think he's so cool,
Yeah,
and he's
what?
playing mind
Okay,
games.
Andrew, I'll let you take
Okay,
this one.
now let me tell you why that's exactly why he would lose this fight.
Gotcha.
Because Marty McFly gets
The bitch.
set off when people talk shit to him. Napoleon, master shit talker, can't back it up. Whatever you think, you're wrong.
That's
he
fair.
can't back it up.
Right.
So I think that Marty initially would, maybe perhaps because of Napoleon's size or maybe just because of who Marty is, would not want to fight.
Fair.
But Napoleon, that guy would not stop picking at him, right? We can all agree on that. I know
Marty
he
would
wouldn't
start
stop.
off like, "Oh man, Doc, what am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Napoleon would just be like talking shit to him. If he hits that key word, chicken is the one we know, but there could be other triggers for Marty McFly. If he snaps like
We
that,
know.
Napoleon is not going to react well.
Yeah, but Napoleon has experience with chickens. He knows that they have large talents.
And was
he
that
knows.
really in vogue in 2004?
What do you mean?
Like, was that really a common insult? Like, what if he just never hits that trigger?
Well, you're a chicken.
Right.
I feel like
yeah.
you're trying to like
Right.
like I feel like maybe if like somebody from like
No,
if you put-
Napoleon Dynamite
if you put,
definitely
if you
uses the
put
word
a
chicken.
if you
He
put like a
100%
30-year
does.
gap in between two people and you try to get them to talk shit to each other, they wouldn't have any idea what was going on.
It's
But
true.
I think that, but to me, like that would probably piss me off more if you're like, you know that they're talking shit, but you don't know what they're actually saying. You just know that like, whatever they're saying isn't nice.
And I think perhaps that might not be the only trigger for Marty McFly. And also, Napoleon is not going to stop. So, even so, potentially he is going to hit chicken eventually.
To be honest, I also am going to bring up Napoleon's strict training regimen that he learned from Dequan.
I'm so sick of
Dequan's
him.
dance tapes. What's her name? LaFonda. LaFonda generously, out of the kindness of her own heart, saw that Napoleon Dynamite was working so hard. He's sweating his ass off. He runs in the kitchen, grabs that red Gatorade, chugs it, and she's like, "You know what? My cousin made this. Here's some video. Here's a song. My cousin or workout tape or dance tape." And he goes in that room and he does his goddamn best. And Marty McFly, he does his best, but he's always got his back to the wall. Napoleon Dynamite's a fighter. He's an active
crazy.
man.
Anybody, this might be the
Napoleon
first
Dynamite
clean-
has weapons.
This would probably be
he
no. He
owns
doesn't.
Weaponry. He has
Not-
nunchucks. He
He
has
doesn't
sais.
though.
Not-
There's
not
no
in
weapons in the
not in
fight.
the fight.
Yeah, but he has experience with
It
weaponry,
doesn't-
which means he has experience in combat, which means he has fought people before. Napoleon Dynamite's my-
That's definitely not true.
What do you mean?
That's not true.
Just because you own a weapon doesn't mean that you can own a gun without having gone to Iraq.
Right, but that doesn't mean that you don't have experience with it.
No, but it also doesn't mean that you do.
But
Both things are true.
Yeah,
then we're at a
he's crazy.
stalemate.
Okay.
Yeah, the stalemate is that I don't know that there's one person on Earth that I truly like believe that Napoleon Dynamite would beat up.
Whoa, I mean Stephen Hawking.
I like again, like
don't know, man.
I think
Any
Stephen Hawking is
quadriplegic?
too smart for Napoleon Dynamite
That
to
guy
even
was
be
a-
able to approach
That
him.
guy was a
You just need a
badass.
bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
Yeah,
I will-
That's an electric chair he's got.
You know what? I will say Marty McFly does have the power of rock and roll that Napoleon
What?
Dynamite does
Yeah,
not
he
have.
rocks.
What?
He has
He rocks?
he rocks
rocks.
and rolls, and he
I don't
he
remember
knows,
that being established.
What do you mean? He
Oh,
played
yeah, he plays Johnny Be
played
Good
Johnny
at the
Be
end
Good.
of
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
He rocks and rolls.
what does that have to do with the fight though?
That's an advantage. If you rock and roll, obviously you're gonna come with a swagger.
Well,
that you know.
I mean, I think Connor's just talking nonsense. However, it could
What's
factor.
new?
It could
Literally, what's new?
It could factor in though if we're comparing that to the confidence Napoleon has post talent show that you keep bringing up.
Yeah.
Which I also don't think that would really help him
Not at
against
all.
Marty McFly, because when he is practicing for that and when he is on stage, you know, nobody
He's
is
feeling himself.
actively, he is kind of feeling himself. Nobody's actively trying to go at him, and he knows that there's potential for that, and he
And-
still goes through with it. But if anything, that confidence, I think, would give him the hubris to ruthlessly talk shit to Marty McFly,
Yeah.
snapping him off, and then when McFly goes at him, I think Napoleon Dynamite, one, runs away. I think he loses his mind. He realizes he's in completely over his head.
Well, I
Because all
really
of Napoleon Dynamite's confidence is fake, and sometimes even before
I
he
don't know,
gains this, like, you know, more outgoing confidence,
He has family
when
trauma.
When he's in like comfortable settings, to him, not
That's
that
why
he's
he's
comfortable in any setting, but when he's around the people that he does feel more comfortable with, he still acts like that, like just not to everybody else.
But I just mean like,
And he's
I
just a,
I don't.
I
think
actually hate Napoleon Dynamite.
I think there's no real such thing as like fake confidence, man. Like even
There-
if it's just delusional, like
Well, fake confidence is
fake it till you
confidence.
make it. That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
just it just is confidence.
Right.
Like I
Good
think
point.
like if Marty's coming in sloppy and angry,
I don't mean
and
not
Napoleon
fake,
Dynamite
not,
is
not
so
fake.
like
Fake confidence is the wrong word. False confidence is what
It's
you're looking
like-
for.
and like-
false confidence is a real thing, because if you're
is.
overly confident when you shouldn't be confident, you're gonna get smacked. Every
well,
time.
but dude, sometimes no. Like sometimes it just doesn't happen. Like
Well-
sometimes you can be super confident, and dude, like Napoleon might just he's way taller, and if he's confident enough with the first one, he might just put the lights out on Marty McFly.
I think that the
I know
second
3-year-olds
McFly
that would
goes
beat the
at
fuck
him,
out of
I think the
Napoleon
second
Dynamite.
McFly goes at him, all that confidence is gone. I think he's going to lose it really quick. When he has to face his first real issue, I think it's going to go away.
Well, we're also talking if we go back to the 80s, like everyone was older back then. the 80s generation is a hardened generation. I would like Napoleon Dynamite to win as much as I
thought
would.
the 80s was like the first pussy generation.
But they lived through the 70s. He lived through the 70s.
but as a kid, like his parents would have been in like Vietnam.
Right.
Then we're talking different.
No, but I'm saying.
But like I'm saying, like Marty McFly did not go through.
His
much more
childhood
than-
was the 70s. His high school was in the 80s. But that's what I'm saying. You become
What makes-
harder in childhood.
But like I'm just saying, what about I feel like being a kid in the 70s is not. You don't really take part in the hardship of the 70s.
Yeah, but
What
I
do you
think
mean?
that I think you
Being an
get
adult in the
raised that way.
70s would be way
like
worse
if you're
than being a
if
kid
you
in
were
the 70s.
raised by somebody that you brought up-
100%.
How do you hate your kid?
There was a draft, bro.
If you
There
were,
was a draft to go to Vietnam.
Exactly. So if you were a kid then, that means you were more than likely raised by somebody who was in Vietnam. So you were raised differently than, you know.
Yeah, right.
But I'm
like,
saying Napoleon
like,
Dynamite isn't as well suited for the hardships
Yeah.
of the world, which is I'm
right.
literally just like
Yeah.
slipping, giving it to Marty
Yeah.
McFly because
that is
he
Marty
honestly
McFly.
deserves it. But I cannot stand the slander of my man.
the sheer
Napoleon.
absurdity of what's going on. I don't really know what.
I'm
position
not
to take.
anti-Napoleon Dynamite movies, but in this exact moment in time, I don't know that I've ever hated somebody as much as I hate Napoleon Dynamite. I think it's
That
been
doesn't
brought
mean
to
he
my
would lose, though,
attention.
bro.
Yeah, I think it's been brought to my attention
I hate Tom Brady.
how much of like a bitch he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Tom
Marty
Brady's a
McFly.
fucking winner.
Yeah, but Marty McFly's
right?
also a little bitch.
Napoleon
That's-
Dynamite's a fucking loser.
But you just
and he loses his fight every time. I
He's
hate-
not a
I
loser.
would say-
Napoleon Dynamite won the respect of his peers, his the staff.
I don't even think it's real respect, though. I think they're making fun of him.
Just a standing ovation.
I don't know, man. To get a standing ovation for something like that.
For
like,
minutes.
Let's ask Andrew. Did you ever have a standing ovation?
Many a time. But
Okay.
I think that
I had one person laugh at my movie in a theater, and I felt like a god. Okay, don't underestimate that. Like straight up.
because I feel like there's a quality to like being delusional.
Yeah.
That will just make you better in a fight. To be honest,
yes,
It-
but
he-
I
being
think
100%
I-
delusional.
And it's-
But
'Cause
you,
neither
you
of them are,
think
like,
that
trained.
will
Bring up your
end up
background.
making you
Neither of them are
worse.
trained.
Bring
man.
up your background.
No, but I do think Napoleon's delusions would rush
gotta
out
do
of him when
What's your
he
background?
sees
Now I need
McFly
to
come
know.
at him.
Oh, like I've been involved in the local MMA scene for quite some time.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he
Yeah.
trains fighters.
I do train fighters.
You train fighters?
Yeah.
I'm supposed
And
to
we're
fight
talking
somebody.
about who would win of the week. So
I'm supposed to
that's,
fight.
I just wanted to.
I'm
my
just
man's
saying,
has
man.
a degree basically in this. It at least
Okay.
in a win a
been
win.
like
But
a decade.
I think if you look back, you'll realize that most of the points we're talking about here are not physical.
That's well,
Right,
that's
but
fair.
now I'm bringing it into that realm because
Okay.
it's like how like what is like you're just saying that Marty McFly. Neither of them are trained, right?
Yeah.
So like the false confidence.
Well, one is
if you
one is delusionally
if I
trained.
talk to both of these guys, and one of them just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up," and the other one goes, "Oh, dude, I'm fucking pissed at this guy. He called me a chicken." I'm gonna pick the guy who goes, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, no problem."
Yeah.
That's the guy that I'm gonna put my
Yeah,
money
but
on.
that's not what Napoleon Dynamite's thinking.
Marty
inside.
McFly's
No,
back's against the wall.
I think that he is thinking that. Also,
Marty, that's what I'm saying. To be delusional. There's like a sort of certain benefit to it. You have to have a delusional like self belief.
You got to believe you can
you know
win.
what
to
it
win.
is? It's the difference between talking the talk and walking the walk. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes time for walking, Napoleon's not going to do it. In fact, he's going to run away.
I agree.
I think you might be right, but I don't want to secede anything. So that's my stance.
That's fine. You saying that we
Who
all
wins?
know.
Who wins?
All right, we'll go around. We'll lock it in.
Marty McFly.
I've been kind of on both sides.
Yeah.
I see both sides. I think the thing that might seal it for me be the different time period,
Mhm.
being the like you know, Napoleon had a softer upbringing allegedly, and like just
He
the
was raised by his
the
grandma.
sheer weight of the movies. You know, you can actually just point to that rather, you know, like the things that they had to do.
Yep.
I think, you know, Marty McFly has a little bit more of an impressive track record. So I probably got to lean McFly in this one.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd have to say it might be McFly. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I still
They
enjoy.
call that a clean.
I enjoy Napoleon Dynamite as a movie better, but I will say as a character, Marty McFly has the energy and scrappiness that I believe Napoleon Dynamite does not. But I think that Napoleon Dynamite would believe that he could win. Going
Up
into
until
the
the point where he actually had to show his shit.
well, I think Marty McFly has harder knuckles, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I'm voting for Marty McFly as well.
They call that a clean sweep. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday.
It was a good fight though.
Marty McFly versus Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, yeah, we'll just.
These are freaking idiots. God. I'm sorry.
I've
just
developed
it's a top 3 movie for me, so you can't. I can't just
developed
not
a new
defend it.
dislike. Not for the movie, for the character. I don't know why that conversation made me
I
not
don't
like
think you're
Napoleon
supposed to like
Dynamite.
him though.
But
What
now
do
I
you-
really don't.
I don't think you're like supposed to like him as a person.
Well, I mean,
He's
you
kinda
feel
like-
bad.
Yeah, I do
it's
agree
like,
with
it's like
you.
a pity thing.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
it's not like I'm supposed to like.
But I do
empathize
think
with
it
this
used
guy
to be
who's
like
just kind of like an asshole.
funny pity,
just
but
kind of a-
now I don't.
No, he's kind of a dick.
He's just kind of a dick. Like
He
he's
is.
just like a nerd, but he's also a dick. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a nerd that lies to everyone about who he is.
yeah, and
which is not a good.
You're meant to feel like pity. You're not supposed
Yeah.
to be like, this is my favorite
Right.
person ever.
Well, but that's the thing is he doesn't like back it up with any sort of thing, and it's obvious, which is why when he does say these outlandish
funny.
things, it's funny and you feel bad. So
yeah, but that's what I mean though. He's not like supposed to be a likable guy.
he's not a fighter. I wouldn't.
Hell no.
No. I think he gets angry, but I don't think he would.
Walking the walk, talking
Yeah.
the talk.
Yeah.
talking the walk, walking the talk.
Boom.
Andy,
Yeah.
you're up.
Okay, so the other, getting back to really what you guys do
Right.
with Ultrabird Visuals, talking about Chaos Baby, you know, like we said, they kind of brought that idea to you with Baby Blue
Mm-hmm.
in particular.
Yep.
Because that music video also, again, has a story to it.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that did come from you guys?
So personally, I had been reached out to by. Well, I had talked about it with Joe Rossetti for a long time.
Sorry.
As
Classic.
a podcast. We've done a podcast. We've had whatever, and we talked about doing a music video for them. And then eventually, the lead singer and guitarist of Passed Out reached out to me, sent me some of the songs. He said we wanted to do a video for the one Baby Blue song, and I was like, okay. He basically gave me, like, put the ball in my court and like, could you think of anything that would be fun for this sort of thing? And then I thought of this whole like romantic-ish video where it's like a guy struggling over whatever, and it's like he's a photographer and he takes Polaroids, and then I sent that to them, and then they came back with the whole, that's not bad, but it's a little bit like heavy for what we want to do. And I'm like, I get it, but that's the thing is like if you listen to the song, it's kind of sad. It's kind of a sad song. So that's kind of where I was coming from. But then as we talked about it, he mentioned like a bowling alley versus death, like just a bowling match versus death, and then they would be like disappearing or like they would like play for their lives. And I was like, oh, it's like that one regular show episode where like there's like the death and he is Death's team, and then they got to do a thing. And they're like, yeah, I never even heard of that. And then I was like, oh, it works. So I would say we could do it.
We could do it.
We could do that video. It would be cool. So
And obviously, access to the location was a big part of it too, because
Right.
it's just a cool spot, and you know you can do.
shout out
stuff.
Rapids,
Yeah.
North Tonawanda, not North
Rapid,
Tonawanda,
yeah, Rapids bowling. alley.
Niagara Falls.
I would
Jesus Christ.
be dead if I had to bowl for my life against death.
Right. Especially if it's me.
Yo, and it was actually really funny too, because it was really hard to get people to get strikes.
No, it's really
Because
hard.
we were trying to get the
The
footage
first
for it.
thing I thought
Yeah,
was,
No.
like,
You were being nice. It was really hard for me to get strikes. Everyone
Everybody
else.
but he was the one who's supposed to be like the bowling ace, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else was just sending him.
Yeah.
Just strikes every fucking time. And then Connor just could not do it.
I got the first strike of the day, not caught on camera, and then
And then
every
every
single
single-
shot
yeah.
on camera, never a strike. I think I got maybe one where the
no,
pin fell down.
I think
eventually.
Dom did it for you. Though.
Yeah, no.
I think Dom had to get a strike for you. And then like
Shout out Dom.
But he
Yeah.
can't even bowl his own strikes.
How
Tough
many-
stat.
Yeah.
how many games did you have to pay for?
we had like two. We didn't. I don't think they.
We just
don't
paid for
pay
one game.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
But
Yeah,
they
they-
just gave us like everything for free. I thought.
Well, it was they paid for the lanes, I believe, and then they
Oh,
were just
and
like,
then-
yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, but yeah, and it was just we showed up one day and got it all done in one day. Went to Duende over at Silo City and got
Yeah, that
sorta
was where the
kicked out.
band was playing. Yeah, we got kicked out at a point.
Yeah, that was so they had like an art gallery and stuff there, and then so
There's,
they
like,
had
a scheduling conflict.
yeah they had worked out that they were cool to we were cool to record, and I had like a hard out by like 5:30, and at 5:30 they were like, you guys can't do anything here, like because there's stuff going on.
right.
So I was like and then we got what we got.
But we got it
and-
done.
Yeah, we got it done. Brody
Yeah.
could stay, so he got the flashback shots. Those were all after I left. and then I edited the video. Then we go from there. But yeah,
Man, like I said,
it was a good time.
it's just
The little bit it stopped.
Yeah.
okay.
I think it was some your
Flashes
mic
and
might be
stuff.
fucking off. Yeah.
Like I said, the videos that you guys are doing are so nobody else is doing it.
Mhm. Oh, we're trying.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
maybe
the thing.
that's the difference.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. We're not trying to look like everybody else. We're trying to like have our own kind of feel and look. Like compare and like like kind of a creative angle on some of the songs, which I think you see with like Passed Out. It's not just like people like dancing on roofs, like you said. There's like a narrative to it, which I think because we come from like making short films and stuff,
like writing and doing all that,
and doing all that stuff.
And if you want to bring up Kia Soul with the great Mark the Aquarius,
Yeah.
Brody was supposed to be in that, and then he couldn't get out of work, which is fine because everyone's got obligations. And then I had to just like throw it all together in a night, and that was or like shooting wise. And then me and Mark were just like paneling around just at his barbershop doing. We went to the Tops Texas Roadhouse. What's it called? Parking lot. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if it was like you were in front of the Kia Soul and then we had like Texas Roadhouse in the background and then like I'm like breakdancing over here and it's just like you just set up little scenes and then you just film it, try to have a good time. And then like as we were going to Mark's house, we passed by like his mom's house is in Niagara Falls and that's where the auto zone with
right, yeah,
the whole neon lights and stuff is. And I was like passing by it as we went to his, I'm like, that's one of the scenes. We're going there. We're gonna shoot that. We never even planned it. So you just go with it, and then it's a good time.
maybe another good time to shout out that we have another music video in the work with Mark.
Correct.
It's gonna be kind of a cool conceptual video.
His John Wick song released in October.
Yeah.
We've had some scheduling conflicts just because it's the end of the year and everyone's working.
And it gets darker earlier and that kind of stuff creates conflicts. But
Right.
it's a pretty cool concept, I think.
Yeah, we have it literally
keep your eye out for it. We have
have
it
it
totally set up.
ironed out. We just literally have to go shoot it and like probably put props together. We have costumes and everything. So it's like, yeah. But no, that's with the Kia Soul thing is like that is probably our least story-based video. And then I still was like, no, I want it to have like that sort of feeling that we're like doing a thing. So that's why I was like, what if we like cut it in the middle and it's like you're making the video by yourself. And then like I come in, I'm like, dude, I got this thing. And he's like, well, I'm doing this shit right now. He's like, you're supposed to be helping. And I'm like, yeah. So we just like did a little improv thing in the middle and then like cut back to the song. So we're trying to like give you a music video that's like worth your time.
Right.
That's kind of where
Like it's
I
not
see
just
it.
listening to the song with people on the screen.
Yeah, because you could do that with your iPhone now, at home. You could record yourself singing a song that isn't yours, and you just made a music video.
Because I feel
Good
like
job.
that is a lot of music videos like you're talking about, where it's like, what exactly is the difference that I'm getting from like watching this or like listening to the song? I mean, it's not true. We like talk. We actually like will send music videos like back and forth and be like, oh, this is a really good music video.
Yeah.
But it's never like the ones where it's just like dancing on a roof or like singing the song. And it's like because it's like, what's the point of the video element if there's not going to be something
Yeah. You
like
might as
unique
well
to
make,
it? You might, yeah.
one of those lyric videos.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of like that a lot too, because again, like I've expressed this many times on the show and probably enough today. Like I don't listen to a ton of music, but I used to think Childish Gambino's music videos were really cool because he was always doing weird shit, turning into
Sweatpants?
octopuses and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
Sweatpants
right,
music
right.
video, one of the
Yeah.
best music videos
Yeah, it's
of all
awesome.
time.
Like, yeah, that's all. I
And
have.
that's what we, like that's like what we grew up with. Like all those Outkast videos, like that Hey Ya, dude.
Oh,
Hey Ya,
yeah, that's crazy.
literally one of the best music videos of all time. Dude, he is every person on that stage, and then that whole big boy part, and then they cut, and then they do like little funny skits in the middle. Like that's all we're trying to do. We're just like we want to make it like we want to give you something for your time because you could listen to this song on Spotify. It could come up on a radio. You don't even have to click it.
I also think it helps a lot of artists as well that are still in the process of trying to grow their music, right? Because it gives people another reason to get involved, pay attention, like listen, watch, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Because it's more than just putting out music that everybody else is putting out. Like not only are the people that we've talked about doing a lot of unique things with their music, now they're doing all this cool shit with their videos thanks to the help of you guys, and it just gives them another opportunity to grow their own platform.
And I think like the difference of like the music videos that we try to make and that like we point out as like our inspirations, it's like it is something more, like sets you apart. Like you can do it kind of unique to yourself.
Yep.
Like we said, we collaborated quite a bit with the guys themselves, like with Ivy League and with Passed Out, to kind of come to an idea that everybody liked and was more representative of what they wanted. It wasn't just, one person running the show or like a focus group or like a studio saying like, go dance on this roof.
Well, and that's the thing too, is we want to be like, we want to do them. Like this is work that we would like to have. Like all this stuff is like, it does cost money. It does cost time. You do have to make sacrifices. You do whatever. But it's like, ultimately, are you going to have a good time while you're doing it? Are you going to enjoy the result you get at the end of it? Yeah. So just do it. Like, just do what you want to, like, do it.
Yeah, they've been fun. They've been, like, it's like a lot of fun to do. Yeah. And, and then you're like proud of the end result usually.
And then people give you really nice compliments, and then you're like, oh, I'm pretty good at what I do, or something.
Well, it makes all the difference. One, it's so impressive because obviously every music video that you guys have named as inspirations, these are huge budget things. Nobody's doing it at the scale that you guys are doing it, and it's because you're willing to put the work in.
Yeah. Well, and you get out what you put in. So
that's, 100%.
It really is 100%. Like it's the old saying. I mean, cliches are that for a reason. It's
right.
Like, that's what I like. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do a like huge budget video that like someone would give me a lot of money for that isn't my idea. Like, give me the job.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
We'll take the money.
But at that same time, I would also like to have projects that I'm looking forward to. Like with Mark. Like, Mark didn't ask us to do the newer music video for him. Like, he just put out the song. And I just really liked the song. And I was like, yo, Hitman, John Wick, fucking, we have cameras. I have prop guns. And I'm not Alec Baldwin. And we're gonna shoot something. It's gonna be great.
Whoa.
It's gonna be a good time.
Took me a second there. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a reference.
God, dude, I'm trying to cause
Captain
controversy.
I would have
dog.
laughed really, really hard if I'd gotten
Controversy.
it the first time you said it.
Controversy.
But that one was over my head even more than the fucking fruit, whatever the fuck you said earlier.
Fruit of the Loom.
You're gonna have a good time.
Fruit of the Loom
Yeah.
underwear.
You gotta listen to this back.
Well, Andrew and I say it all the time, right? Everybody want to be famous.
Nobody wants to do the work.
Right.
Everybody wants to start a podcast. No one wants to record a second episode.
That's a good line.
A lot of people get through two.
Sometimes
And
three.
then they stop.
There's a lot of episode ones out there too.
A lot of
To be
episode
fair,
ones.
there is a lot of episode ones.
Well, Andrew says it all the time.
Yeah, the coming soon.
a lot of Instagram,
Keeps
a lot
you
of
up at
dead
night.
Instagram accounts. Yeah.
That's what keeps me up at night.
Whoops.
That's why I wake up sweating.
Yeah.
That's
Not the
that's
melatonin.
That's not
Not the
Yeah.
melatonin.
Yeah.
So those Instagrams.
You gotta run from something, Yeah.
Gotta run
God.
towards something. Gotta run away from something else. Running away is easy. It's to living is hard.
What?
You ever
Time
heard that
moves
song?
slow.
No.
Yeah.
Time moves slow.
I know that song.
Bad, not good.
Mm-hmm. It's like that Adult Swim thing that's on TikTok,
Gosh.
where it's like sped up really, but
Yeah.
the song itself is better than it
The
is.
song is great.
Yeah, it's bad, not good. Shout out, bad, not good. Love to have you on the podcast. Love to do
I'd love
a
to
music
make
video.
a music video for
Would
you.
love shout out. Eventually.
No,
See
do
what
it
goes.
right now. I think
No,
you
the
guys,
shout out is now.
The shout out is now.
Music video eventually.
Do it right now. You
Yeah.
can. You guys
We could
could
do
do it right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Definitely
point.
good.
That's what
I
I'm
forgot
saying.
that I could download an audio file. Oh my god, dude. You're right.
Have you guys thought about doing that? Do you
I think
that
the copyright thing is kind of
I
the
guess that's
hang
not
up, you
until
know what I
right
mean?
now, but
Part.
I would.
I would do it, but I wouldn't want to like fuck up other work because
Right.
copyright struck or something.
Well, we did talk about remaking movie scenes at one point, which I would like to do that.
Be
which,
kind, rewind.
Yeah, well, that's
yeah,
what I mean.
it
Yeah.
could be something like that. That could be interesting. Yeah.
I love that movie.
A
Fantastic.
W
Not enough-
is a mountain turned upside down.
Isn't that clever? Yeah,
I haven't watched it that many times.
Not
Go-
enough. Oh my god, we were gonna
You
make
rewound
that
it. You rewound it
rewound
several
it.
times.
Most Def in his most acclaimed acting role.
Dude, I love most of that.
Yeah. What?
And Jack Black. Jack Black is
Jack Black's number one.
yeah.
I like Jack. We talked about Jack.
We talk about Jack Black all the time, but not enough people know about that movie. I don't think that movie rules. I will piss on the grave of your ancestors.
That
Incredible
movie
line.
Yeah, that movie's stupid funny in both ways of the.
It has-
like.
What we
I'm
were
gonna
talking
watch
about.
that maybe tomorrow.
It's
I'm gonna
got
watch
camp.
that very
Yeah,
soon.
now you're making me want to rewatch it. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
I gotta like, I wonder if it's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch
Oh,
it.
dude, the, like
It
no
is
spoilers,
so-
but like the
I'm
premiere
pretty sure
at the
you
end.
can stream it
oh,
somewhere.
The
I
whole
gotta look
premiere
into that
thing.
then, 'cause
That
I
makes me
wanna
so
watch it again.
happy. Fuck.
The way that the way that they get in this scenario too, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
We won't spoil it, even though it came out
It
like.
came out like
It's
20
still- you
years
can
ago.
still
So
enjoy
long.
it,
The
even if you
electrocution
yeah,
don't-
like
things.
yeah, it's so
Yeah.
fucking funny
Oh,
to
it's
me.
great.
That's
Jack
like,
Black, the best. Like Jack Black might be the best like comedic actor of.
That's such a
2000 like
movie
early
of
2000s.
its time period.
It's
yeah.
it's he's close to like number one.
pre Seth Rogen era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
School of
doesn't
Rock.
Because like I don't
wanna-
know, dude. Because like Michael Cera is up there for me. If you're
Well,
talking like you know,
To
if you're
Michael
purely
Cera's?
comedic.
To Michael Cera.
you don't get to sing. That
I can.
song. No,
Yo,
you
because
don't.
guess what? Fuck you, Sam.
Have you ever seen like the behind the scenes? I forget which movie it was, but there's like this running gag on one of the movies he did where he was just a complete douchebag to everybody.
Oh,
I forget
That's
what.
gotta be
I
This
think it
Is
was
the
like
End, right?
no.
This Is the
This
End.
is the end. Like his part in that
Yeah.
was because of like the inside joke with like him and Seth Rogen.
oh,
It was,
yeah.
oh,
oh, you're
what
talking about
was it?
Jonah Hill?
No,
Michael
Oh,
Cera.
Michael.
Because
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
something
yeah,
where
okay.
he like I forget which one it was. What was the one where I think it was the one where Seth Rogen like got the chick pregnant. What was it?
Knocked
The-
Up.
Oh,
Knocked
Knocked
Up.
Up,
I
yeah.
think it was on Knocked Up is where it started, and like it was like a meme where like he would just be a huge asshole to everybody on set.
Mm-hmm.
Michael
And there's, like,
Cera's not
videos
in
of
that
it.
movie.
No, I know, but he was
Oh,
he was
I'm sure he
related
did it.
because like I think the
What's
idea.
after Superbad?
Because there's a clip on YouTube and it's like Michael Cera gets kicked off the set on Knocked Up, and it's like a gag. It's like oh like he was supposed to play Seth Rogen's part, and
Yeah,
like so like she's
yeah.
sitting there like oh yeah you like I'm pregnant, and he's like no it couldn't be, and they're like a little more emotion. He's like what do you want? I did like 17 perfect takes. You're just gonna keep telling me no. He just turns into a huge asshole, and so that's why like his part in This Is the End, which is another great. Like
I love
This
it.
is the end to me.
Might be
Is
Seth
one of the
Rogen-
funniest movies of all
Might
time.
be
so
their
funny.
best movie.
There is so many funny
It's
scenes
possible
in
that
that
it's
movie.
their best movie.
like the Seth Rogen crew. Oh yeah, it might be yeah.
I
yeah.
think.
There-
Yeah, that's
Oh, that
like
movie.
Pineapple Express is
John-
great, but that
Dude,
movie is better than
There-
Pineapple
there-
Express, no doubt.
If we're
I'm jerk off everywhere.
well, like the
Oh yeah, are you gonna possess me? Are you
what's
gonna
that guy's name?
or
Danny
whatever.
what?
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride? Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he's so funny in that. Like the
The
moment,
towel? He just
dude,
always has a towel.
the moment when when like they all wake up at the end of the world and he's got like a breakfast feast with
Yeah.
all their food because he doesn't know what happened.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that is such a fun, like such a well written and like such a well like done scene.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Well, dude, I just made you breakfast. Like, I'm such a dick."
I mean, the second, like the whole sequence when he wakes up in the bathtub.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
really
so
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
as shit.
It's so funny.
dude. And then he gets a gimp at the end. He
Yeah,
gets Channing
gets
Tatum
Channing
gimp.
Tatum gimp.
The
Dude, we got to bring it back to the gimp. It always
the
comes back.
other that movie to me is so funny. Another like movie that's not that funny, but there's like a joke that goes throughout the whole movie that I think is the funniest thing ever. Is in the movie Office Christmas Party. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's like
I've
it's like
seen
an
the cover.
okay
It's not
movie,
a great movie, but like
you know how they keep doing that thing throughout the movie, like we're not gonna have a party. You know what I'm talking
Oh, yeah,
about?
okay.
Like right in front of
Yeah.
everybody's face.
Oh my god.
And then they end it too, and they're leaving the hospital, and the doctor's like, "No, you most definitely cannot drink," and they're like, "That's fine, we're not gonna drink." It's so
is
funny.
funny.
To me that they just do it right in the person's face. Like it's so dumb, but I can't help but
one of the
laugh at it.
best comedies that is even unheard of that it is even a comedy that is new. Game Night that has come out
Oh, I've never seen that.
in the
actually.
past 5
really?
years.
You're
Game Night,
absolutely right.
dude. Game Night
That
was.
Wait, is that the one that's like a
legitimately
fake
hilarious.
Like it's fake, but it turns real. It's
Mhm.
got he's
Jason
in it
Jason
too.
Bateman?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a funny movie.
Legitimately, the police officer neighbor character in that movie might be one of the best like comedic roles I've ever seen. This
Yeah.
camera slow pushes in on him, and he's like, "I would love to come over and share a drink or
That's that.
a nice evening with
what is it? Oh, I
my
got it on my phone.
neighbors," and they just hate him. They're
There's
like,
a-
"He's so weird. We don't like. We
There's
don't
a
want to."
very underrated, or at least in my experience, people don't know about it really. It's not like his best work, but it's a Seth Rogen comedy called Observe and Report.
Yeah.
Have
Love
you
it.
seen it? That movie is so
Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah,
There's so like there like
it's
'cause
the
there-
better Paul Blart.
Yeah, it's like kind of like slow at parts, but then there's also some like really funny parts that like always get me. Where it's like the part where he's like going through the police interview, and he's like, he's like, oh yeah, so I have these dreams where I see a playground, and on the horizon is a cloud, and it's hanging above all the kids on the playground, and it's just evil, and it's cancer, and it's everything bad. And she's like, oh, and then what happens? And he's like, and I show up with the biggest fucking shotgun you've ever seen, and I just blow it all away. And it's like, it's just so funny, and there's just so many funny parts.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a cliche comedy movie. Like,
Yeah,
you
sure.
can like predict it, but then there's like certain scenes where you're like, this shit's the funniest thing ever. Where he's got like anger problems. He like goes behind the like fast food counter and he like lifts up Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you ever mean her again, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's I love it.
He like puts his hand in like the toaster.
Yeah,
or
oh my
whatever.
God.
Yeah. It's
Man,
funny.
Seth Rogen, and I would say Judd Apatow as well.
Yeah.
But they,
By association.
by association,
Judd Apatow's lucky
collaboration,
he had Seth
I would
Rogen.
say
Yeah, I
that,
would
but
agree.
they changed the way that comedies look and are shot. Like, look
Oh,
at
yeah.
fucking
I agree.
Billy Madison,
Yeah.
right? And then look at even Superbad, and look at
Oh,
like
it's
the
Superbad
most
changed the
recent-
game for comedy.
agree.
Superbad is so funny.
Superbad.
yeah.
I think it's probably
Yeah,
the
but-
best. It's like the most important comedy of all time.
All
It's so
those
funny.
movies were
Of
so
the 2000s
funny,
at least.
Yeah, all those movies were so funny, and now movies just aren't funny anymore.
No,
But if you look at,
comedy's
like,
like fucking dead. I haven't
they
seen a good
yeah,
comedy
they
in so
suck.
long.
They all suck.
Nothing's clever.
Oh, it's tough to get
Nothing
one.
is clever anymore.
There'll never be another
Maybe-
Superbad.
And
You
the
can't
problem
get another
is
Superbad.
too is like comedies are so funny and you can watch them.
And it's
That's,
pure
that's where
fun.
we
That's
come
what I
in.
mean.
That's
Yeah.
where we come in.
But I'm just saying like you're like everything is just like, oh, this is like Superbad if it were women, or like if it's
Booksmart,
Superbad if
which
it's
I
like,
do like that movie.
But I'm saying it's never
Yeah,
the
it's
same.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Like
It
that
wasn't-
movie's okay.
But it rides Superbad a bit of the
Sure.
themes and what's going on.
There hasn't been like another one that's like like that's so funny like in like that different way
Yeah.
like that.
And
I don't know what it was. Like Superbad is like
don't know.
no matter how many times I watch it, I will always laugh at the McLovin.
That's
scene.
how I feel.
I will.
with, like,
I know the jokes word for word, and I will always laugh.
that's
Chicka,
how I
yeah,
feel with
Ficka
like
Fee, Fake
I Love
ID.
You Man and
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like
Yeah.
those
Both Apatow
movies
movies.
are both
Or
movies
actually,
that
I
I
Love You Man
could
is not.
watch
She might have produced it. Whatever.
again and again.
40-year-old
But for
Virgin
the
was
most
number
part,
one. 40-year-old
See,
Virgin
and
started
even
it all.
40-year-old Virgin.
No, but that's what started the
Yeah.
domino
Yep.
effect.
Uh-huh.
That was the first.
But see,
Seth
that
Rogen.
domino like kind of led to this
Well,
this
freaks and
time where like
geeks.
everything's been
You're right.
done. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
now
there's
and it
nothing
was
new.
so funny. And now, yeah, like, and it almost sucks because you can only watch those movies. Like, they're still funny to watch, but they're not as funny. And it makes me personally crave like watching a movie like that for the first time, and they just don't exist. There's no movie like that we haven't already seen that you can watch for the first time and be like, this is so fucking funny.
Well, and think about like too, like when you think about it, like oh, you got like Michael Cera and Jonah Hill like leading the cat like before they're really known. It's
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
insane. They're so good.
that's a
That's
huge part
probably
of
Like,
part
they're
of
so
it, yeah,
good.
is they
Like,
weren't
Dave
known.
Franco,
Who
a
is-
young Dave Franco.
Who is the 2021 Michael Cera? Like who's
Well,
going to
no,
fill that
we're
role?
We're forgetting the Gwen Stacy of it all. The what's her face?
Emma Stone.
Emma
Oh, Emma
Stone,
Stone.
dog.
She was in that. Yeah,
All
yeah.
of those guys.
But I'm
But,
saying-
but the main point is all the stars of that movie unknowns,
Yeah.
At the time,
At the
yeah,
time,
they're
yeah,
very
sure.
unknown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
which is never.
who
gonna
is that
happen.
now? Who
Even
who is as funny as Michael Cera now? Like who's like that new?
accept it.
Not Timothy Chalamet.
No, definitely not Timothy
Definitely
Chalamet.
not.
That was 2007 though,
What in
which was
Superbad?
also the year before.
That's the same
Superbad
era.
came
Yeah,
out.
so
Yeah.
that's like the same era. That's like.
Wait,
yeah.
what'd you say?
Accepted.
Justin Long
Oh,
had
yeah.
been in stuff though.
Just- that's Jonah Hill.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I
accepted.
mean.
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, and he is in 40-year-old Version too.
Jonah
And
Hill.
Michael Cera was on Arrested Development, so I guess if you look into it,
Well, they
Well,
just
no,
do
but
it
no,
on-
Michael
but-
Cera was a kid on Arrested Development.
Yeah,
in, like,
and
2004,
those
though.
movies, like, again,
did he
they,
grow up a
they
lot?
were funny, but
Yeah, he did. I think so.
But
he
he
looked
looks-
totally different.
those movies aren't what people like from those movies were necessarily known for. They were funny, and I feel like they got funnier once those people started to get more funny.
'Cause,
Like,
like-
then
like-
you could go
yeah, like-
back and be like, "Holy shit, this was funny," and this is
Yeah.
Like
know,
Michael Cera was
Jonah
good on
Hill.
Arrested Development, but like then you get him working with Seth Rogen, and it's
Yeah.
like that he's like the perfect person for that role.
Well, and that's
And
just
Jonah Hill and him like
the chemistry.
the chemistry.
Yeah, perfect.
I was talking with my girlfriend the other day about Jonah Hill. I think his best asset, this is kind of separate, but he has chemistry with literally everybody he's ever on screen with.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Brad
Brad Pitt, and Moneyball.
Yep.
He's got
Yeah,
chemistry
and then
with
he
fucking
got-
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
The
was
There's
really
nobody-
good in
Dude.
like,
Miles
other
Teller,
movies.
he's great
yes,
as Miles
bro,
Teller.
War
For
Dogs,
sure. Dude,
such
War
a
Dogs
good
is
fucking
great.
movie.
Dude,
I
His
love
Jonah
War
laugh in War Dogs
Yeah.
is the best fucking movie laugh that anybody's ever had in their entire life.
I'm just Jonah Hill. Just get like if you put him on the screen with anybody, and he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
make both of them look better.
that's a
Yeah.
phenomenal point.
Perfect.
It's a
Like-
crime that he did
a good
not win
point.
an Oscar for Wolf of Wall Street. But
I agree.
yeah,
man,
Supporting act, for sure. For sure.
do you think it's maybe this is making it
Steve
too?
but
Madden.
he's like, I got it something, and they're smoking
I
crack.
got it.
Maybe this is making it too like
Fucking smoke crack with me, bro.
vain or something, or not really getting to the full issue just looking at the surface, but do you think it's because of the way that he looks and how his look has
Oh,
shifted?
100%.
through the
Maybe.
time?
Well,
I've
I
watched
think- no, I
I've watched
also-
Facebook videos that
I
have
think-
delved into that. Have,
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I
which
think
is
a lot of
fucked
times
up.
what'll
Yeah.
happen too is like if you come from like comedy or whatever, you're never gonna be like fully accepted in like a
Right.
dramatic role.
100%.
But there's a really
Ironic
good-
because he was in a movie called Accepted.
Yeah, but that's totally ironic.
Yep.
Um,
Is that what that means? Is
yeah,
that the definition?
maybe. But like, there's a really good mini series on Netflix called Maniac.
Yeah.
And
Maniac's
dude,
fantastic.
he and Emma Stone are so good together.
Yeah.
And that show is so good, and
Mhm.
he's really good in that dramatic role. But it's like I feel like he's only ever gonna get dramatic roles in those like mini series. Like you're never gonna see him in like.
Very
Well,
specific.
no.
things.
If you
It's
did
interesting.
you ever watch that that one about the comic book artist that was played by Joaquin Phoenix, where he's in a wheelchair?
Oh yes, yeah. I know
That
what you're
movie
talking
was
about, I think.
fantastic.
But I'm just saying,
And
in
he was
general,
like
he's
the-
not gonna be like accepted.
But that's what I mean. He has to find those indie roles.
Yeah,
That
exactly,
will
exactly, that's my
cast him, which is probably better for him anyways.
yeah, but I'm just saying
Right.
he's got
Yeah.
tremendous chemistry with like everybody I've ever seen him on screen with, and he's so good in like his range.
That
I'd agree.
is such a good fucking point, dude.
Jonah Hill's great. So like it gets back to what we were talking about with like
He takes direction perfectly.
imagine
For
have
sure.
like having you who is the Jonah Hill of today? There's nobody. There's no comedic actor who's like just that good.
No,
It
but
got to
there-
be like a comedian. That's like
but
doing comedy.
there's not even good comedians anymore, man.
Well, I would say there are.
No, but they're all old.
That's-
Everybody like dude, like Bill
Well,
Burr's been around forever. Like he's probably the best working comedian right now.
Nature of the Beast, though.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there's nobody new coming out. Like Jonah Hill was a new-ish in
But
2000.
No, Mark Norman.
Who?
Mark Norman.
Yeah.
I don't.
Mark
I don't know
Norman.
about him.
Oh, you gotta look him up.
Dude, I literally just saw you liked that one.
That one
The
today.
religious.
Dude,
I
that
posted
shit
on my
was so
story.
funny.
Holy shit, man! Like literal wordsmith. Like each word is specific and necessary, and it comes to like a perfect like. Oh, it's great. So
Is he
if you want.
stand up or?
Yeah,
or
he
is
does
it-
like
oh,
jokes. Like
oh,
it's like it's not like storytelling. Like it's like
Mitch Hedberg.
it's like a guy, and he's like, oh, he goes over here, and he's like, whoa, well, imagine not get fucked by a priest. Oh, something like that. You know what I mean? It's a joke, like a better, like better
It's
than
so
that.
much better than what Connor just said. Just
Yeah.
so everybody.
And that struck a deep chord with Andrew.
Yeah.
Right. Because of all the priests I've molested.
Yes. Uh-huh.
A youth molested?
Yeah.
You turned it around. He was the hero.
I flipped the
he wasn't the
switch.
hero we needed, the one we
script. I
deserved.
flipped the switch.
He's
I
the
flipped
hero we
script.
deserved.
The priest was the bottom.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys, we really appreciate you coming on. It's been awesome.
And
Before
Andrew
we get outta here-
was Andrew was going naked today too. We never even talked about it, but you were naked.
Oh, no
all
headphones?
all pod. Yeah.
It was all right. I didn't have too much trouble staying locked
Your
in.
one ear looks a little red.
This we don't have time to
Are
get
you
into
tired?
that. I am kind of tired actually.
Yeah, Andrew has a
my
thing.
ear. Yeah, why, I don't. I don't want to talk about
Okay.
this. It's
Real
so
quick,
dumb,
do you think
but-
there's a wiki feet, but like with ears? Do you think people have like
Yes.
ear fetish?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there a
People,
site?
yeah, the weird.
There's no way there's
There's
any
gotta
time-
be, yeah.
there's
We
no
can't
body
even
part
get
that-
into the world of fetishes. We don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I almost just fell over.
Andrew takes away.
Before we go though,
Oh,
Yes.
Ultrabird Visuals, the new podcast. Make sure everybody knows what's going
It's
on.
What
Called
is
the
it?
Birdhouse.
Is it called the
Connor's
Birdhouse?
got like this
Yeah.
thing where he does not want to say the title, no matter
Yeah.
in the beginning, no matter what. He doesn't want to mention it.
'Cause I
It's
think
called
it's
the
funny.
Birdhouse. It's kind of funny, but like,
Good.
you
How are
know,
you supposed to? Yeah.
Right. Well, for this you can say
for
it.
this we
Right.
can say it.
It's called
It's
the
called the
Birdhouse.
Birdhouse.
Yeah, I am legally obligated to not mention the title of anything I'm on within the first 10 minutes, so that everyone is confused.
Yeah.
And that's how I know how you know you're in my world. You know what I mean?
It was funny. We were
Very
doing the first,
interesting.
like the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
episode we were doing. He's like, "Oh yeah, we are on. This is called." Can we get an introduction?
But also,
Yeah.
It was just completely out of left field.
people are the thing, man. This strike.
You just gotta start
Hey,
talking.
Yeah.
Well, you do because
That's literally it.
people have said to me even about this show and with this particular episode, we didn't start off by like blah blah blah. Here we go.
We started with the
Your
baseline.
names are in the episode.
I was gonna say, and we have an
and
intro.
it says everything about you.
Yeah.
We have an
Yeah.
intro.
So people, just, oh, God, whatever, dude. It's not
No, that is
the whole
true.
point
That
of
is a good point.
podcasting that it's not a fucking regular talk show. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
we can have
100%.
whole
I'm in on that.
episodes
You
on
already
all
know.
that.
I'm in
Yeah.
on, like I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
Yeah.
But so where can they find all your stuff though?
Search
It's-
Ultrabird Visuals
yeah,
on YouTube
At Ultrabird Visuals on Instagram.
at the Birdhouse Podcast
on Instagram.
Okay.
Everything in terms of watching the episodes, if you want to watch them, they're on the Ultrabird YouTube channel though. So that's all one place, one stop shop.
And right now, there is no audio streaming platforms with the episode, so it is exclusively on the Ultrabird Visuals YouTube page. So go check that out. Next week, we will upload the audio because I went to go see Dune today. So
So we'll have
Yeah.
have audio
Worth it.
platforms.
Yeah,
Eventually.
it was. I wouldn't have talked about crazy spider hand thing, Kim.
Jerk off guy.
Dude, fuck. I
right.
still think about it.
Doc,
All right.
doc.
Yeah. Yep. 8 dicks at once.
I'm looking forward to
Um,
the clips to see whatever just happened here today.
I have no. At one point, I looked at Emily and I said, like, "What the fuck is going on?" It probably.
I feel
heard
like
it.
you do that.
That was the
every
Marty
episode.
McFly conversation. Nobody
I'm like,
knew what the fuck was
what
going
is?
on.
I'm like, she's like,
There was a
I'm like,
tornado.
just
in the
turn it
room.
off, Emily. No, but seriously,
Cut
thank
the
you guys
feed.
for coming on.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
For sure.
Yeah,
I've
there's
been looking
definitely.
forward to this for a
I
long
wouldn't
time.
necessarily
It was a good
say that a lot of our conversation was productive, but interesting.
That's not why you
absolutely
invite me
was.
over. That's not.
No,
that's-
yeah.
You don't
yeah.
invite me over to
No,
get
be
things
productive.
done.
No, that's just never happened. But thank you guys for coming on. Make sure you guys check them out. Andrew, I'm sure we'll be tagging that stuff in our
Yeah.
Instagram.
Website coming soon.
Description,
Yeah.
everything will be.
So
there.
you guys will be able to find them. Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Thanks, guys. Let's get out of here.
Bye.